Yo, we are fucking live, yo. Oh my god, what a fucking night, yo. It's always great having your motherfuckers getting together with everybody, man. And we got Ivy the fuck love with us, man.
Yes,
Ivy told us so many cool Poison Ivy, yo. We never used that name before,
That's
yo.
a cool name. That'd have been a cool name.
That would have been a cool name. Damn, Ivy. You didn't make that up, yo.
Poison.
She's a Scorpio too?
She's a Scorpio too? That's why I didn't know you were a Scorpio. If I would have known you were a Scorpion, Poison Ivy would have been it, yo. Damn. It was Ivy Love to me all the time, man.
I like
she always showed nothing but love, Ivy. It was always nothing but love, man.
I like it. I have a guy at my job. He would call me Ivy Lover. He's like, Ivy Lover.
But tell me, how you what do you think of tonight's our conversation, our topic? How was your night with us, yo?
I think it was great. It's the most eventful Friday night that I've had in quite some time, in a year. Yeah, it's like just to see everybody's face, and I'm like, oh, and talk to everybody. I'm like, oh, like I just want to hug everyone. Of like, like, let me look at you like I'm some like old grandma. Like, let me look at you.
Maybe we could make an NFT hug.
My, have you grown? Oh,
exactly. Yeah, it's like my heart feels so full of just to rekindle. Like, it's great.
That's what's up.
And especially in my sobriety, it's just like I just feel like all of these things are being revealed and life is just getting better. So
no, that's what's up, man. It was been a fucking pleasure having you, man. We love. I was a little concerned. I was like, man, I don't know how many people remember chilling with Ivy or hanging out with Ivy, but yo, it comes to prove the shit that we've been saying all along, right? We don't see each other in fucking decades, shit like that. When we get together, it's like we pick up right where we left off, yo.
Yep.
Right the fuck we left off, yo. No matter what it is, man. And it's been fucking great, Ivy. I want to do a quick outro though, man. It's been so, you know what I mean? So we could fucking wrap up this episode and then we'll continue on some live because I still got some shit to talk to. Yeah, oh boy. So I'm getting a shot ready, yo. Let me start. I'll go first, yo. MTBOI. Follow ManorHeads. Subscribe, people. Subscribe. All right. We're almost there, yo. The numbers have been going up, and our bots been busy out there, yo. Our bots are busy, guys. You are getting messages, yo. Our bot, we got new coding in place. We wrote some new scripts. Our bots are fucking busy. Our bots are being polite now. You know what I mean? You accept my friend request, the bot right away in front of you. Yo, thank you. Thank you for following us. Please click on this link and fucking subscribe, cocksucker.
We're still working on the script.
We gotta edit. The verbiage. We're working on the verbiage.
It's a first draft.
You cocksuckers get the point.
Yo, MTBOI, man. Thank you, man. Let's go.
Yeah, bro. Merc, you already know. Follow, don't care, but do follow, subscribe. Motherfucking ManorHeads, bro. Come join us. Watch us. Have some fun with us.
I'm your boy Marty Mo. Find me on Storytime with Marty Mo on Spotify, on IG, Facebook, and let me read it because this is my follow on IG, Facebook, and Spotify at Marty Mo.
Nice.
Anubis Maximus. You can catch me on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, fucking the internet. Just Google Anubis Maximus Gaming, and you can catch me up on some gaming. Ivy, you're more than welcome to join my squad. You'll be number 2.
You'll be the best player on his team.
We'll get you on board on playing. But yo, it's a privilege and a pleasure. I always say, well, I don't think I say it enough. I look forward to these Fridays, and it was a pleasure having Ivy here, learning again, reintroducing myself to Ivy because apparently we met before. Obviously,
we're going to find the picture. Don't worry about it.
You were a canvas.
But it's always a pleasure, and yeah, subscribe, ManorHeads. We're chill. We want to continue bringing content that you like, and let's do this. Till next time.
Ivy, this shot is for you, so Ivy.
Yay!
Hey, salud, mi gente.
We're taking a shot to sobriety.
Yes.
To sobriety. Stay sober, people.
Good shit, Ivy. I'm proud of you. That's good. 30 days,
Right,
like on the
5
dot,
minutes.
or
30 days.
5
30
minutes.
days. Nice.
Congrats.
30
Yes.
days.
Yeah, good shit, Ivy. Now tell me about your ghosts.
Okay.
5-minute intro.
I so want to hear this.
Ooh.
So it goes, ooh. All right. So now,
Damaris D.
What up, D?
What up, dude?
so all right. Lived in this apartment. It's in okay, so I'm gonna say the town. It was in Rawway. So now Rawway is a really, really old town.
Yeah.
Lots of history there.
Right.
Lived in this apartment and it was really, really old. So when I first got there, it was like, okay, fine. But after a certain point, weird stuff started happening. Like I would be sitting down, like watching TV, and you just feel like somebody's there, and you're like, what? What? Like that would happen a lot. And then I would be in the bed. One time I felt someone, so I have a memory foam bed, and felt something press down into the bed. And it's like, what? Okay, what's happening? I felt something touch me on the foot like 3 times. It was another time. It was like all these things happening kind of like in succession. They happen all the time. But I was doing tarot cards and I was watching lots of horror movies.
Oh, damn. You set yourself up.
Right. I set myself
Nah, bro. You opened this portal.
I opened the portal. So I was watching tons of horror movies because I never watched horror movies as a child because I was too scared. So I'm like, let me make up for lost time. So I watched all this stuff. Mind you, I think it was the Conjuring that kind of did it. Like I saw Annabelle and I was like, all right, this movie is stupid. It's about a creepy doll. I own tons of creepy dolls in my apartment.
Oh, next
yeah.
topic.
Yeah, I can always
Clive.
find one.
What up, Clive?
So
Manny, what up? What up?
So it was this guy that came over, and when he left in the morning. I remember it was a Thursday morning, and it was summertime, and it was sunny, and it was bright. So now, like when you wake up in the morning, you don't want to get out the bed, but you're up, but your eyes open, but you're just resting, whatever. So my door had one of those like poles that you put underneath the door, the stopper. I had one of those, and I had I had a Ganesh chime on the bottom of the door on the handle. So like if the door opened, you could just hear all the stuff opening. And I had like the key, the chain, the bolt, and the bottom. No one's getting in there, right? So he left right morning. All right, so I chained it, locked it up, and then my bed was basically, if I'm laying in the bed and back, I would see the front door. My back was facing the window. Just laying there. All of a sudden, I heard the door open, and I'm like, that's impossible. There's no way that door can open. And I'm like, it doesn't sound like it's coming from upstairs. I'm like, that's weird. And I'm like, then it felt like someone was coming into the room. I'm like, that's impossible. Then I hear this creepy voice, and then I got like, I got paralysis, and it was like, hi. It was like, hi, it was the creepiest.
Nope. I'm done. That's it.
It was.
We're moving. We're moving.
What it said? Hi, I.
It said, hey, Ivy. It was a female voice. It was so creepy and it was so crystal clear. I'm laying there and it's like I couldn't move and I felt it coming closer and I'm like, Jesus. It started screaming Jesus and it was gone. And I was like, look at the door. I'm like, whoa, what happened?
Bro, you could have made first contact. You could have made first contact.
Yeah. Mom,
it came out friendly. It was like, hi.
Exactly.
My
mother would be like,
I'm gonna murder you or kill. It said hi. It was cordial.
Well, see, hold on a sec, because what if it was saying die and she missed the D?
Oh, damn, yo, that's a big slip up.
Now, also, this was just one of many instances that happened. So,
you were asleep. You were asleep then.
I was wide awake. So I prefaced it and I said, not like you're laying in a bed, but you're awake, but you just don't want to get up out the bed. And I was looking out the window like, la-di-da, like, still got time before I have to get up and just kind of laying there. I was wide awake.
Oh shit.
Because somebody just left. Like, so the guy, he just left in the morning, and I just lock up the door and I go back in. I go back to the bedroom. I'm like, I have more time. So then
this was early morning or sometime in the morning.
It was like 7 o'clock in the morning or something like that.
Yeah, early morning. Okay.
Then I was having these nightmares, but they were like nightmares, but I felt like it was almost like Inception. Like I remember laying down on the couch because I remember I watched Conjuring the second time at home. I watched it in the theater. The first time I watched it, I slept on the couch for a week with all the lights on, like this, like trying to keep my eyes peeled, and then I would like play like Christian music in the background.
Jesus will save you.
Right, but he does. Like, you just call upon his name, demons will flee. So I fell asleep on the couch. But I would always, my nightmares were always, I'm falling asleep, but I'm waking up in the same position I'm in, almost like Inception. You go to bed and then you wake up in your dream in the bed and you're going on like everything's fine. So I remember waking up and then in my dream, I'm waking up on the couch, and then I start seeing all of like the stuff coming out of the ceiling. And it was all of these like butterflies, like paper butterflies were like coming out of the ceiling, and all this other weird stuff was going on. There was like lights and shadows and stuff. And then another time I was in the bed sleeping, and my feet were facing the door and facing a mirror. So that's always like bad feng shui, to face the feet facing out and then face a mirror. So I was sleeping, literally like seeing myself laying in the bed. So I had horrible nightmares. So I woke up in my dream. I'm in the bed, waking up in the bed, that there were two figures sitting outside, sitting right in front of the bed, and they were talking. And I think they were praying for me or something. And then when I got up and I go to the kitchen, but as some reason I moved from my apartment, and the kitchen was like my mom's house, and there was somebody there, but he had no face, but I can sense it was pure and utter evil. And he was
Damn
to speak. And I was trying to call out the name of Jesus, and he was preventing me. I couldn't say
Oh, hell no.
I'm like,
damn, you gotta trick him and be like, Jesus.
yeah, I was like struggling to say Jesus. And then when I was able to say it, I woke up. Like, I had so much stuff, and then always like somebody's touching me, somebody tapped me, felt something on the bed, feel a presence. I felt warm breath.
And then you woke up and went and watched Unsolved Mysteries, 4 horror flicks, and 3 more murders, killer.
Right.
Yo, first of all, where was this apartment that you rented? Was it like in the Ghostbusters firehouse?
Okay, so now I started talking to other people that lived in the building.
So shit. Here we go.
Oh, here we go. No, it's getting spicy.
So it was these Colombian people that lived on the bottom floor. So I go to them. I'm like, yo, isn't there is something going on there? So now they lived in the basement, and it was a 2-bedroom apartment. So her and her brother, so they said there was one room there that no one can stay in. Like, it was one night she stayed there, and they started hearing like, hi, welcome to like Rawway, such and such, whatever.
God damn.
It was like something old. It was like a phone ringing. They would hear conversations of like people. I wasn't even on that. Right. I wasn't even on that.
Kiops, what's up, brother?
So
what up, Key?
Key, what up?
Yeah, so it's a story time for with Ivy. Ghost stories.
Let's go.
Ghost stories with Ivy.
So what was I saying? Yeah, so I started talking to her. So
the
bedroom that nobody can go in.
Yeah, the neighbors.
So now one time, so nobody can go in. They would hear voices, hear stuff. People would just have this like, something's weird there. So one night, so I'm like, all right, let's stay in the room together. So I slept over her house. So we slept in the bed with the lights out, a whole, like, to see if anything happened. Nothing happened. But she said she would hear like,
Nope.
Like, she's in the bedroom hearing stuff in the kitchen, like people, stuff being moved.
What up?
That kind of stuff too. Like, you would hear like, did somebody just like move something? Stuff like that. She would hear that and hear voices and stuff like that.
Damn, that's some big ass roaches and shit moving stuff around in the house.
Those are red flags.
What if the ghost was just trying to open up like a ghost Airbnb?
Yeah.
Now wait, okay.
Why
so
you like the ghost so much, Loco? You're on the ghost side. You're the ghost.
But you like that Patrick
What do you
Swayze
mean?
ghost movie, right?
Ghosts were people too. I'm a people person.
right, they're
He
also
cried at Ghost. He cried with Patrick Swayze when he did the whole clay thing.
so
Yo,
now,
Ivy, I gotta say that when you said what you call it, Inception, Anubis's ears lit up. That's like his favorite fucking flick, yo.
oh, I love that movie. I love it. It's just so now there's an Australian guy that lives on the second floor, and I go, "This is me. Do you find
Bro, this is the most multicultural building in the history of the world. What is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, his
Yeah,
name was Brian, but it was spelled like brain. But anyway, so he said that him and his son would hear stuff and see stuff. Now, here's where it gets good. So now I go. This was around Halloween time. So now in Broadway, over by the cemetery, they have like these haunted cemetery tour walk. So I went to that. So now the town historian, the town historian, he works there. So first I went to the library and I looked up all of the history of like what were in these buildings of where I was living at. Now, do you know the story of the unknown woman?
The unknown woman? No.
The unknown woman, it's the unknown woman.
Is she related to the little girl on the lake?
It's okay. So it's a legend in Norway, and it has ties to Jack the Ripper. So the story is, there's a lady that she was walking, I think, on Central Avenue, and nobody knew her. All of a sudden, some kids. This was like it was in the dead of winter. They see this lady that she is dead in the snow. Right? She's dead. Nobody knows who she is. So what they did was, they had the funeral. They propped up her in a chair, had her eyes open. 12,000 people came to see her. No one knows who she is. No one recognized her at all.
What?
So she was buried in.
Damn, that's viral.
Right. So this was.
She was a time traveler.
It was,
Solved it.
She's back in. I watched Outlander, and I'm like, oh, maybe she was a time traveler.
Yeah.
Told you.
So now she's buried in the Rahway Cemetery. So in the Rahway Cemetery, they had a story of that. There are footprints from the snow going to and from that grave, but nowhere else. It goes like out and back just to that grave. So now I did the research. So I found out that lady, where the funeral was of that lady that died. Oh, I would also smell perfume in random places. I would smell like, I don't wear perfume. I would smell perfume like in my apartment. All of a sudden, windows closed, nothing. I'm not, just like old lady perfume, just like a whiff.
Yo, it sounds to me like you're kind of in tune with the spirit world and shit, and maybe you should kind of embrace that shit. It keeps coming for you.
Well, when I was a child, I used to see stuff, and that's a whole nother story.
Yo, we all got ghost stories, yo. We all have seen ghost. We all been there, bro. I think, yo. We loving this shit.
It's scary. So now I find out that the lady where that funeral was at the funeral parlor was at the corner of where I lived, and then there's a river. The river runs through. I lived in the house that the funeral parlor owner. That's where he lived. I lived in the space where that funeral parlor that was attached, the house of the guy that owned it, and it was like a stable or something there. So I found out what was going on all in that area, but I couldn't find a picture. And I looked at the history books, and I talked to the town historian. He's the one that told me what was there, and he showed me the book because I called people, and I'm like, what is going on? And I found out, and I had my answer. And then maybe I stayed there 6 years.
What?
Damn.
Wait, what?
I lived there 6 years. So I started off with the bed bugs. And
ended up with ghost bugs?
And then I went all the way to ghosts.
To Ghostbusters.
The rate must have been incredible.
I mean, the rent was under $1,000, and I paid that for 6 years, and maybe it went up $25, and then I had a parking space in the garage, and that was like $25. It was like I was living like a fat rat. It was great.
Now we know because there's ghosts and fucking bedbugs.
Except that you were terrified every fucking night.
Bro, this sounds like the scary movie checklist she went through. She went to the library. She went to the town historian.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like a horror movie. Like, oh, maybe that's something else, right?
Maybe I'll find my answers at the cemetery.
I picture Ivy like in the fucking library, huddled over, like, fucking
So I
going
just
through the paper scrolls and shit.
That's what I was doing practically. I'm like, can I take this book out? They're like, ma'am, no, you can't. I'm like clicking pictures of it. I was like, this is crazy. And then I went
Talking to the town sheriff.
so the Google search on this woman, the tombstone reads, an unknown woman found dead March 25th, 1887. She was found dead on the with a basket full of eggs. So she was carrying basket full of eggs. She was killed horribly. Huh?
Time travel.
She was murdered?
She was, I think it's murder. They didn't say murder, but she was found with her part of her face bashed in. So either something fell on her and it wasn't there when they found her dead, or I think she got, rocked, rock to the head or something, right? Bashed. Yeah, but they never found or solved it. It's unsolved. It remains unsolved to today. And like Ivy said, 10,000 people came to attend her funeral to try to identify the woman, and no one did.
Have you ever seen the show Dark on Netflix about time travel?
That's another thing. That show, I didn't finish it, but that show was amazing.
Bro, you gotta have like a photographic memory just to watch that show.
Yeah.
Damn, you see what I'm saying, loco? You see what I'm saying? These requirements to watch the show gets too crazy, yo.
Nah,
this is why I go back to Seinfeld.
You gotta do homework, bro. You watch the second season, you gotta fucking. Where are my notes from first season?
Yeah. I watched it twice. I watched it originally in the German, and I was reading the subtitles. And then the second go round before the third season, I'm like, let me rewatch it again to really get caught up. And then I watched it in the English dub, but that is so deep. But the casting on that is great because I'm like, I believe that
the generations look amazing.
Yeah, I was like, wow, this casting is amazing. Yeah, that was, I think that was probably one of the best shows that I've watched.
That was good. Yeah.
But so. Is there more to this ghost story? So,
yes, Armando. Dark is good, Armando. Very good. Watch it.
Dark is fucking excellent.
Yeah, Dark is amazing. It's the best.
It's a good dark. It's a good dark. Being dark, Armando. It is good, Armando.
And Armando, you could put it on the English language. You don't have to listen to the German version.
Watch Dark in the dark with the dark.
It's so many levels deep. It's like it's so hard to even explain it. You just sound like a crazy person.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you watch it, you're like, I saw this is insane.
I tried explaining the show to my brother-in-law, and like as I'm talking to it, out of nowhere, a whiteboard appeared, and I just started scribbling on it. It's like point A to point B, but this character's really this character in a different timeline.
Fucking calling my kid Mickle and shit.
Yeah. Mickle is that's the father, but then. Wait, what?
You see, I can't fuck. This is way too much thinking. What was the other show?
That was a mind fuck. That one you really got to.
What was the one on HBO that they weren't humans? They were robots.
Oh, you talking about
Westworld?
Westworld. Yes, man. That's another one, kid. You gotta fucking take notes. You gotta take notes as you watch shit like this. I'm not trying to do homework.
I'm trying to expand my brain, not let it run.
All right, so Westworld is like the dumbed down version of fucking Dark. That's
the dumbed down version, bro. Hell no. That's the Cliff Notes version of the shit, loco.
No. It's not the same. It's not the same. It's just that in comparison, Dark is more.
Yeah, I got somebody out here with us. Yerp.
You, Ivy.
Hey, what up?
Yaps.
What's good, Key? Shut up, man. We fucking talking about ghosts over here, yo.
Telling ghost stories. You got any?
Oh, these
Do I got any?
Have.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Mexicans gotta have ghost stories, man. They got to.
Yes, do tell. I want to hear because I could go on. I have more about my childhood of when I saw stuff.
Jeez. Dang, ghost stories.
Put them on the spot.
Pressure.
The house in Elizabeth. Every time, I mean, it hasn't happened in years, but every time I used to walk past any TV, it used to either shut on or shut off.
Damn.
Like if I walk right by it,
you gotta walk past the ATM.
Like if I walk by the TV and the TV was off, it would come on, and if like randomly, kind of like that.
Is that why I lose Wi-Fi every time I'm in the car with you?
Is that why your light bill $300 a month, bro?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Ghost stories.
the
Jeez.
one thing that always gets me all the time is I get that shit that you can't move when you sleep, right?
The sleep
Like-
paralysis. Yeah.
Like you fall asleep and then you like you blink. It feels like you blink and you're right back up to where you were, but you just can't move. And you hear that. I always hear somebody coming towards me. No matter where I'm sleeping, where I'm at, you hear somebody walking up the steps to your room, opening the door. Wherever I'm at, look, there's always somebody coming. You know, it's
and
crazy.
In your mind, he always got a knife or some big ass.
Yo, you're right. So the thing is that I can never see who it is. It's always like a black shadow
Right.
or something like that, right? I could never see it, and the whole time I'm like, just move, just get up, and it's over, right? I know it's a dream. You're in a dream. Just get up and it's over. But it's the challenge, to do that shit for the time that he's coming. He or she is that thing is coming over to you. It's like fucking like a game, right? So I'm like, yo, if he gets here before I fucking could move, I'm fucking dead. So I always
version of Fear Factor.
I always wake up or jumping though, right? Like, cause I'm just trying to move my finger logo. I'm just like this. But when I finally move, I'm like,
Slap the shit out yourself.
Oh shit! He almost got me, guys. He almost got me.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Always, yo, always. No matter, it gets so fucking real. Like Ivy was saying, right? You feel somebody in the bed, like crawling in there with you, trying to fucking. That is exactly so. I feel so fucking real. One time, Hala and Armando, that is over here, right? One time that shit happened to me in the Manor. 1217. Armando was upstairs living. We was talking, doom, whatever, this and that, the other. He was like, I'm gonna go upstairs to do something. He was like, all right. My front door was open. I fall asleep in the bed, and it happens, right? I wake up, I'm laying down on my side, and all I hear the door open and steps coming. So I thought it was Amanda. So I'm like, yo. It's a black shadow that comes and stands right next to me, like this, right? And I'm trying to see who the fuck it is, and I can't, right? Eventually, I do that. I wake up and shit. I call this motherfucker. I'm like, yo, were you just in my house? It's like, nah, bro. I'm like heating up 3 beef patties right now. You want me to bring you that one? I'm like, yes, but were you just here in the house? Nah, bro. Yeah, okay. It still happens to this day. People tell me, old folks tell me it's a spirit that's coming or somebody's coming to check on you, right? The friendly version is somebody's coming to check on you to make sure that you're okay. They just want to make sure, it's a relative or somebody like that. You know what I mean? They don't want you to see them.
Making sure you're Gucci, baby.
It's not that a bad spirit's going to come and rip your soul out of your body.
Nah. Eso no pasa, no.
Anything that's black and darkness, that's evil. It's evil. It's evil.
What
How you say it? How can you get to that conclusion, yo?
The shadows aren't in darkness.
Yeah, Mando, thank you for co-signing, bro. How can you come to that conclusion, Ivy, that everything black is evil? Shit, black is beautiful, Ivy. It's 2021.
Well, but the thing is,
black ghosts matter, Ivy.
Black shadows matter.
The thing is, if I'm taking, let's say, a biblical stance on it, of like, if that's where I'm setting it at, of a biblical stance of like, basically, God is nothing but light, like.
Okay.
Right. So, and the devil is evil, and that's
darkness.
That's darkness. I'm going with that.
Okay.
And I can feel it in my spirit. It's evil. Like the faceless man it's like he's all black, but no face. I can never see his face, even though when I'm looking at it, he always has like a blue baseball cap, which is odd.
What, a Yankee fitted?
A Yankee fitted? Is it fresh?
But he's got a blue baseball.
Was it Jadakiss?
Yeah, right.
And I always have the same evil person in all of my nightmares. It's always the same person, the same individual.
That's crazy. I've never had any crazy ghost stories or anything, but I do remember being a kid and scared of certain shit. I remember the movie Nightmare on Elm Street with Freddy Krueger.
I still never.
There was one movie where there's a scene where they're at the beach and the claws come up in the sand and start chasing into sand like a shark and shit. Like it's coming up out the sand chasing somebody.
Yeah, that's what
right?
that sand roach was, loco.
So when I was real little, I'm talking about like 8, 7 years old and shit. I lived in the back of the manor. If I was in the front of the manor and everybody went inside and I was by myself, I would fucking book it home. And for some reason, I had the thought of Freddy Krueger's hand coming through the concrete parking lot behind me and shit. I would book it. But other than that, I don't remember much scary like TV and like things that would scare me type shit or ghosts or anything like that. I haven't really experienced anything like that.
So,
Would anybody say Candyman in the mirror 3 times?
Nah, I ain't fucking
I've
with
done
that.
it.
Not Candyman,
I
not
leave
Bloody
that alone.
Mary.
Bloody Mary.
I
fine,
think
good.
I've done them both.
Yeah, I've done them both.
And what happened?
So
Nothing.
my scary little phase, I guess.
Rudy, what up, Rudy?
Oh, what's up,
Hey.
yo? Hey.
I dated this Wiccan chick. She was a
Here we
Wiccan witch.
go.
Ah, shit.
Actually,
What
I
was
dated
her
a
name?
couple of Wiccan witches.
Her
to be
name was
honest with you. I don't know what the
Hermione.
fuck's up with that.
Yes, Hermione Granger.
So one of these girls I dated that was a Wiccan witch, she was like a little crazy over
Yeah,
me.
I got dark fast. Good lord, Armando.
Jesus. She was a little heads over heels for me, and I was trying to break it off. So, basically, she started stalking me and stuff like that. One time, I found dead roses in my car seat, and she had broken into my car and stuff like that. So
Spells is what she was.
yeah, she was a little off there. But the ghost / witch part of this story is one time I woke up and I remember it was like I heard this voice like, Mark, wake up, where are you? And I woke up and I was like, who the fuck's in my room? Because like I'm the only one in my house that would sleep till like 2:00 in the afternoon and everybody else is at work or school, and I'm just like, it's summertime, I'm not doing shit. And I wake up, cold sweat, fucking body drenched in sweat. And I couldn't move as soon as I woke up. I couldn't move for some reason. And it wasn't like I was sleeping and then I woke up, I could move. I couldn't move. But when I did move, I was like, there's gamey taste in my mouth. Gamey taste. It's like I don't know if you ever eaten rabbit or like hunted animal, like a gamey taste.
Like that ghost came and he was like,
So there was this taste in my mouth. Hold on. I know it sounds funny. Fuck you all, yo. I'm being real here, right? Just let me tell my story.
all right, my bad.
Tell
Go
your story,
ahead.
bro. Tell your
Go ahead.
story.
My bad.
So it was like a gamey taste. And
over.
Was it salty? What?
I go to the bathroom. I open my mouth. I stick my tongue out. Yo, it's black slime.
It gets worse.
Black slime. It was black bile. It was bile, bro. Black slime.
Like from what?
Not fucking cum, but whatever the fuck you thinking. Yo.
I mean, I don't know what comes out of Slimer.
No, but it was black. It was black bile.
It was ectoplasm.
This story took a fucking left turn.
And this happened when I was breaking up with this chick. She will be nameless.
Yo, let me name it over the over here. Nobody.
She was definitely a Wiccan chick. She was definitely a Wiccan witch. She was hardcore into it. When that happened, I was like, yo, the first thought in my mind was, I need to see mi abuelita. I need to have her do the whole Santeria with me, yo, with the huevo, the egg around the body, fucking cleanse my soul, yo. I was like, el huevo, the fucking.
And the fucked up after all this, he still gotta get a huevo passed around him.
I might have filed that one. But when you say bile, was it like slime that my daughter plays with? You know what I mean? Like slime.
So
what did it taste like? You taste it?
It was gamey, man. It was not good. It was like stuff that shouldn't
like
be there.
Bison or venison. Or
you think of a dead body. This is the best way I can describe it. You think of a dead body.
Maybe it was a minotaur.
Dried up blood, like fucking ectoplasma shit, like bile, fucking bile.
Maybe you sneezed and it just like landed on your mouth. Or something.
No, man.
Yo, ectoplasm is literally goo, nigga. Ectoplasm is jizz, nigga.
Maybe he got visited by a minotaur.
Oh, this
It was
nigga got
gamey.
slime going, son.
Yo, you got raped by a ghost, kid.
What type of she summoned spirits? You were visited by some spirits. She put some demonic.
All right,
So
That's what I believe. Yeah, hell yeah, she had the whole thing.
So she did like oh man, I am at a loss for words right now. Holy shit, you got me fucked up, B.
that's just crazy, kid. That was great.
I
That
think it was
cold,
like
and
a voodoo doll type thing because
she
I was
like,
feeling
she
things
was
too.
like
Like
some kind of astral projecting and shit. She was actual projecting, and she came in face sat and just in your mouth. You and your wicked bitches.
No, at least it was a she. I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you got to keep that as a female figure for sure.
Yeah.
Tell that story. Better be a female.
Oh my god, this nigga said ectoplasm, B.
He said I woke up and had bile in my mouth.
Yo, this nigga said the black goo.
Do you know how shook I was though? Seriously, man. I thought it was blood. It wasn't fucking blood.
Nee, what up, Nee?
What up, Nee?
Neres.
Hello, hello.
Yo,
I was shook, yo. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I didn't know who to turn to. I just said, yo, grandma, I think it's I'm feeling a certain way. I need you to cleanse my spirit, yo.
Oh, you guys,
so my question. Now go ahead, Ivy. Did I ask my question?
the only thing that you can do that, the only thing that will stop it, whether you believe it or not, but it works. Call in the name of Jesus and it'll stop instantly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
So after the huevo, you know, they're supposed to check if what's inside the huevo, right?
Yeah.
Supposed to crack
the egg, right?
Was it dark?
Well, what's a huevo? I don't know that.
Egg.
Oh my God, it's an egg.
Okay.
It's like an egg, literally an egg.
So the practice is that if like my grandmother, she's not a witch or anything. I mean, she just maybe she's a white witch, but she would like know how to do like a healing thing, and it's with an egg, and then you pass it all over the body. You're supposed to get all the negative energy, negative stuff that's going on,
Like
and it'll be projected into the egg,
like a Reiki almost thing.
Yeah, and I know that anyway, so when I can't remember what happened. I remember there was something, and it wasn't the entire egg dark. There was dark parts of the egg.
In the yolk? Was it the yolk?
In the yolk, yeah, there was dark parts.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't blood. But it was dark, and she was like, "Yeah, whatever's going on in your life, mijito, make sure that you pray to God." She was like, come back, and stuff like that.
Love you too, Nettie. Manita.
Oh,
yeah, that's tú me hiciste brujería. That's why they make that kind of song, kid. You know what I mean? That shit is real, kid.
Me tiene temblando de noche y de día.
But not to go too much into it, but the relationship was like crazy, like it was crazy, passionate, and it went quick. But she probably did do brujeria on me, because when I broke it up, I was like, "Yo, this is it. That's it." And she was like, "No,
there's no probably, brother. If she was into Wicca and witchcraft and shit, yeah, she did something to get you back or to fuck you over, one or the other.
Yo,
she put something in your mouth.
Fucking ghost jizz in your mouth, bro. What the fuck?
At least you spit, loco. You know what I mean?
Yeah. At least you didn't swallow it. If you'd have swallowed it,
I would have like want to go get a test, like, like put it in a test tube, like in a little container. I'm like,
who do I go to? The rape cop?
Like that scene in Scary Movie 2 where the fucking ghost rapes her and shit. She got the dick in her mouth. Like,
oh shit!
Yo, what the fuck?
Okay,
that was one of the Wiccan witches. The other
one, there was more.
One? There was more?
Please. Oh my God! Please tell me more.
Oh no! Another time.
Another story. I woke up with something in my butt.
Yo, I've known this motherfucker mad years. He never told me he woke up with black goo in his mouth.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to know where something ended up in the second story.
No, but one thing we all agree is ghosts are real. Yeah. Yep. Some of them might be rapists. Some of them not extreme.
Maybe they were rapists when they were alive, and that just continues in the afterlife.
Sometimes
I can't co-sign that because I haven't seen Ghosts.
Ivy, you
seen-
think
I've
Ivy,
seen, yeah.
there's
Hey,
ghosts,
if
there's
you
spirits
think about
walking
it
around?
like this, if you think about it like this, there's more documented aliens than there are documented ghosts.
Okay, aliens, they're nothing but demons. Anyway, they're ghosts anyway. They're
There,
spiritual.
there's space ghosts.
No, what
What?
aliens are, they're spiritual.
Go.
We operate, there's a spiritual plane here. The thing is, you can't get out of the earth. You can't, it's a closed system. Bill Nye, there's a quote, you look it up. Bill Nye says the earth is an enclosed system. And when you, because I'm really always been obsessed about aliens and I've done tons of research. Aliens are nothing but spiritual beings because of the fact that they can walk through walls and things like that. They can, and mind stuff. All of that are traits of spiritual entities. You cannot.
Okay, so
Aliens out there, but from.
But do we know that as fact, though? Do we know that they're invisible?
what is the difference between what you're saying ghosts and aliens are? Because you're just if you're describing aliens, you're also describing ghosts at the same time.
They're the same.
So ghosts and aliens are actually. So you were seeing aliens and not ghosts.
So if somebody dies and becomes a ghost, they're an alien.
I get it. An alien jizz in his mouth. An alien jizz in his mouth.
No alien jizz in my mouth. Yo.
What was his name? What was his name?
His name was Googlag.
However they're guising themselves are, they're all spiritual beings and they're demonic, is what they are, because of their traits are similar to or exactly, the same as as a ghost. Now, there's been a lot of you can watch a lot of documentaries. You can look up Joe Jordan. He's a really good one. That's the only one I can come to mind right now. If you look up Joe Jordan and you look up what he has extensive research, and there's people that have been exposed to, like, have seen aliens and have all these experiences. And what happens is when they call out the name of Jesus, all of these things stop. So the aliens' messages of what they're telling us is that they have, if they came from all other planets and you just want to come here and tell me that Jesus is wrong, why are you worshiping this God and you need to worship something else? They're not talking about Buddha. They're not talking about Hare Krishna. They're not talking about anything else. They're only coming and telling you about Jesus, of how, why do you worship him and blah, blah, blah. They're showing these people like messages of like seeing tragedy and all of these things, and all of these people that experienced it, there's thousands and thousands of accounts recorded. When they call the name of Jesus, all of this stops immediately.
Jesus' name ring bells in the universe. This nigga never going strong with the
They do say Jesus was an alien. He wasn't from
my
this earth.
thing is, what about humans now? When a human dies, they become an alien because they're a ghost now, right?
No.
Because it could be because that energy transfers. It could transfer into something else.
It could be like maybe some people are lost souls. Maybe there could be like people that were evil and they're trapped in this like weird space. I don't know. I don't understand the entire thing, but I feel like maybe when I die, God's going to reveal all that stuff to me. But I don't really need to know all of that. But I just know what they are and what do I have to do. Black aliens are real. Those are called spirits and they're called demons, and they are real.
So what do you say to somebody like me who is an atheist and doesn't believe in religion, period, at all, good or bad? I just live on this life as a good human, a good father, a good husband, and I'm just continuing on. I haven't seen ghosts. I haven't had those crazy experiences, and I don't use Jesus's name to protect me from anything. So how does that work for me?
Good question.
Good question. So the thing is, I would say this: if someone said, "Hey, if this life preserver is going to save you from drowning," you said, "I don't believe in it." Are you going to say, "Well, but
the lifesaver is physically there"?
But he's there as well. But that's
I can't physically see him. I can't grab onto him if I'm drowning, but I can grab onto that life ring.
Right. I don't know what to tell you, but I just know that I would say, whether if you believe in him or not, just call his name. See what happens. If you
experience,
how would you kind of explain, like,
we could do a test study? Like, you could call his name. You could call Jay-Z's name. They both start with J's. Like starting point.
J-Hove.
We got J-Hove.
You don't want to Hove?
Sure, we could do an episode where we can actually what's the word?
No, but
do a Ouija board.
The Ouija board.
I will not be on that call. I will
Yeah,
not
let me.
Yeah, Ouija
One
board,
thing.
I don't mess with.
Kiab's had a good question though. Let me post on that Manny posted before, yo, because we used to fuck with the Ouija board back in the day and shit all the
Now,
time.
for me, and with that said, for me, religion is completely different from ghosts and shit. For me, when somebody passes away, there's an energy. You know, the energy goes out into the world. You know what I mean? So there is an energy. There is something that happens after you die and stuff like that. It's not the religious way for me, but I do believe that there may be spirits, there may be ghosts, there may be something out there. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Transfer of
Okay.
energy.
Keith,
Energy is endless.
Keith, ask that question again.
Yeah,
Keith.
exactly.
Like, how would you kind of explain alien abductions and people that come with like parts in their bodies that are unexplainable?
From what I've watched and read from these people, they say it's all more of like it's all happening in your mind. It's not actually
Mental.
really happening. It's all
Mm.
it's all like it's like your brain is a powerful thing. So like case in point, there was a study done, and I remember hearing this when I was like young. So it was a guy that was blindfolded, and he was told that all right, we're gonna prick you, and we're gonna drain your blood, and you're just gonna die from the blood. They never pricked him, but his mind, he thought his blood was draining out of his body. But what they did was like pinch him, and they put like a hose of and like a little water, and then let it dribble. His mind thought he was dying, but in actuality, he wasn't. So that's to say that basically your mind is so powerful.
Mind over matter.
You could believe there's aliens, and then you can say Jesus, and your mind so powerful that word Jesus that you said eliminates everything.
That sounds like the same thing you're saying. Spirituality could be a trick of the mind as well.
Right.
It could be. It could be.
That was my point.
Right. It could be, right? But for me, and I'm only talking for me, from my experiences when I wasn't calling out the name of God, I was witnessing and experiencing these things. But when I did, it stopped.
That could be your safety word.
And
that could be your safety word for your mind.
Now, don't get me wrong. I don't believe, but my sister believes, my wife believes, my kids believe, they pray, all of that stuff. You know what I mean? I'm me. I don't judge anybody. If it makes you a better person, then I'm all for it. You know what I mean? But if you're fucking the type of person that's doing illegal shit, you're an asshole. But then on your Sunday, you say, "Oh, I'm a church-going person," then you're a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? So
I agree with that.
A hypocrite. I don't like hypocrites, basically.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. Yeah, totally. I mean, it's like people have a right to believe whatever you want to believe. I respect that. That's fine. It's like everybody gets to a different point. It's totally fine. I don't know what to tell you if that experience happens, but I would just say if it happens.
Trust me, if there's fucking ghosts and black shit coming out my mouth, I'd probably say Jesus.
So remember, energy cannot be created and cannot be destroyed. So when someone dies, literally in science, it's not destroyed. Whether you call it a soul, energy, whatever, it's transferred into another state.
I like to believe that my son who passed away, his energy is circling around our family. That's how I like to perceive it. I like to perceive it as Orlando passed away. He's around us. He's protecting us. He's kind of swirling around all of us as energy. That's kind of how I want to have that vibe. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but that comforts me. You know what I mean?
Have you ever had an experience where you kind of feel them around the house?
No, but I did have a dream. And I mean, when he first passed away, I was begging every night. I was begging every night for a dream. You know, I wasn't begging to God because I don't, but I'm just like, please I just want to see you, let me see you in a dream and stuff. And there was one night where in my dream, it was almost inceptionic. So in my dream, I fell asleep. I did the same thing as you, Evie. I got up from the same position, so I felt like I was awake. When I sat up, I looked to the side. I saw the figure of my son. I didn't get good detail, but I got the figure of him in my dream. And then when I went to go speak, it was done. Like my dream was over and it was done. I'd woken myself up and I fucked it up. But you know what I mean? But that was the only time that I've ever had like a feeling of, oh shit, there he is. You know what I mean? And I felt like I let it slip because I didn't get to like talk to him or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean, I wanted in that moment.
I feel like those dreams, because my father.
I've been told that.
Yo, Georgie, what up?
George, I've been told if you're not sure if you're awake in a dream, like how sometimes you're not sure if you're dreaming or not. you're supposed to pull your finger, and if your finger
fart.
stretches, that means you're conscious in your dream.
Wait.
If you pull
Say
your
that again.
finger,
Say that again.
if you pull
So
your
like,
finger and
you know how
fart,
sometimes
you're
you're
still
dreaming
asleep.
and you don't know if you're really awake or not.
Mm.
Like, I don't know if you guys ever experienced that.
Yeah, for sure.
So they say if you're not sure if you're dreaming or quite awake, that you're supposed to pull your finger, and if it stretches, that means you're kind of like conscious. In
Oh,
in
get
your
the fuck
sleep.
out of here.
Now,
In your
with that
dream,
said,
yeah. I mean,
Pions,
it's never happened to me.
Look, if you're in a dream and you have the wherewithal to be able to pull your finger, you can control the fucking dream. You can fucking fly around in the
that
dream
means
if
you're
you
awake.
want.
So that's what I do.
Yes,
dream.
man.
That's what
I've
I
done
do.
that
I take
before.
over my
Yeah,
dream.
I can control my shit. I'm like a dream catcher or watcher or whatever the fuck they call it.
No, that
Yo,
shit's real, by
facts,
the way.
yo.
If you want to get into the science, sorry to interrupt you, my boy, but if you get into the science of dreams, we haven't even fucking hit the tip of the iceberg when it comes to science of dreams. Like that shit's a whole other field that hasn't been even explored.
Yeah.
There's a way where, and they've been testing it. Like CIA has been testing it with mushrooms and acid and shit, where they can actually literally get into your dream. Someone get into your dream, just like Inception. That shit ain't fake; it's real. There's some people that can be able to get into your dream, and they'll show up, whether you believe that shit happened or you just subconsciously are thinking, "Oh, this motherfucker's gonna get in my dream." There's actually science that's right now being worked on, research papers, stuff like that. So there's a whole fucking thing you can look up on that.
I wish somebody would have fucking go ahead.
But I think that's astral projection, not dreams.
There's a difference. Astral projection is different because astral projection, you can be in real life looking at something, not a dream state. I'm talking about your astral body now out of your body. You're like in a comatose state. It looks like you're dreaming, but you're in a comatose state. Your soul, your being, your energy, whatever you want to call it, has now projected itself and traveled and looking at shit, whether it's real time, future, or past. But that's another thing.
But now
that's not dream state.
You're stuck in the upside down, and I feel like you're stuck in the spiritual world where I feel like you have the living and then you have the dead, and then there's that middle.
Agree.
You're stuck in that spiritual world, and the thing is, I feel like when you're in that vulnerable state,
Salute.
Enter your soul. It's like you're opening up the portal when you're at that state.
And I see where you're coming from with that. I just like I know that there's a difference, and I guess you can there's some ways where it intermingles, where you say dream can be astral projection, but when they describe astral projection, it's like you're physically controlling where you're going, and it's like you could tell, like, okay, this motherfucker like took a piss over here, and then when you interview something that he don't even know you, yeah, I was there taking a piss, like that's different from a dream state where you're dreaming something, you're in your dream, but then someone's inside your dream, and there's like it was kind of like basically thinking of like think of it as like a virtual reality. Your mind is the virtual reality, and you're doing stuff in there.
When I'm in my dream, when I'm dreaming and I know it's me, I actually, when I know it's a dream, because I'm looking, like in TV and it becomes like first person, like it's like you're looking at like their eyes and they're kind of like here, but you only see like their hand go up like here, but you don't see any of this. That's how I am in my dream when I'm me. Or if I'm watching something, I could be watching something, but I don't see it. That I see it more like a movie. But if I'm first person, it looks like first person video camera.
Do you dream often, Ivy?
Not since I moved out of the ghost apartment. I haven't had a dream since. Not enough that I can remember.
Do you guys dream? Any of you guys?
I'm doing this whole thing different.
Wow. When I was asking about dreams, like how to have dreams because of my son, and one of the things I found out was if you eat late, it's going to affect you. You're not going to have dreams because your body is working on digesting. So if you want the best chance to have dreams is to eat early, 6, 7 o'clock. Don't eat past that. And then go to bed, and then your body will, have something to drink instead so that could digest that quicker. But try not to have your body working while you're sleeping, and it'll have a better chance of having dreams.
I definitely have
helped me, but
I dream all the time
when I eat late.
Yeah.
Everybody dreams though, right? Everybody dreams. It's just about remembering it, right?
No.
Remember your dreams.
Not everyone dreams. Not everyone dreams. There are
everybody dreams, but not everybody remembers them.
Yeah.
No, there are literally documented people that have stated their entire lives never had a dream. Whether whether you want to call it remembering.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They don't remember, because if they were to go and hook up to a computer at a fucking sleep place, they would be able to tell them if they dreamed. And usually everybody dreams at some point in every night. We just don't remember it.
I mean, supposedly dreams is like a gathering of memories from throughout the day, kind of thing.
That's what I always thought. That's what I always thought. Shit that you seen, shit that happened that day, and shit like that.
And right? I feel like it's all like subconscious stuff. So like I would, let's say if you're running in your dream, like I would always like run, but I'm like I can't. I'm like moving.
Yeah.
Slow. When you look that up and you're like, what does that mean? And then it's like a reflection of like it's symbolism of what's going on in your life and how you feel. Maybe it's stress or something like that. And then at times you do dream, it's like when you're in REM sleep, I think deep REM. So like if you go to bed at a healthy hour and get a full 8 hours, but if you're getting 5, how much REM sleep are you getting? Right. And then nightmare, if you're like deep in the middle of the night, it's usually like if I go to bed at let's say 11, 3 o'clock is that always that witching hour, or 3:33. I always seem to wake up at like 3:30. So
yeah,
then you're in deep REM sleep, and it's like you can remember it. But if your REM sleep was at 3, and now you're coming out of that, you're not going to remember what happened 4 hours ago from when you woke up. I think.
No lie, Ivy. If I wake up for whatever reason and it's 3 in the morning and 3 in the morning, I'm forcing myself back to sleep just because I hear that witching hour bullshit.
So. You know what? I just researched something real quick, and it brought a good point to Merc. Merc said he dreams all the time. And I remember in a previous episode that Merc mentioned something about melatonin. Now I'm looking here online, and it says give your melatonin levels a boost. Start a dream journal. Get a good night's rest. So they want you to have good time, just like Ivy was saying. Make sure it's not like bullshit hours. Reduce stimulants. Change your body position and relax before bed. Number 7, tell yourself you're going to dream. So talk to yourself and tell you, I'm going to dream tonight. And shit.
We're going to remember this.
Positive affirmations. And then the last one is try the wake back method.
Oh, okay.
What's that?
It says those wanting to experience lucid dreams should try the wake back method. Set your alarm to wake after you've been asleep for around 5 hours. That's when you're more likely to be in REM. When you awaken, write in your dream journal. Then go back to sleep with the intention of having a lucid dream. Be careful not to wake yourself up to the point where you can't fall back to sleep. A cup of coffee is definitely not a good idea during this time.
Jesus.
If I'm not mistaken, I think there's like 3 stages to when you fall asleep.
Yeah.
Like as far as get into like a deeper sleep or something like that.
Ed,
I don't know.
Can you remember all those dreams that you're having?
When I wake up the next day, I remember like 1 or 2, 3 at the most of the dreams that I've had.
So how do you know you're dreaming
dream
all the
daily
time?
For the most part? I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I go to sleep with my earbuds on, and I'm playing wavelengths that help stimulate the mind while I'm sleeping. So I go every night. I do this every night without missing.
If you sleep with earbuds, it can ruin your hearing over time. So just
I know they make special earbuds.
I do the earbuds that Well, then now they have the ones that that just cover your ears, are like night shades and shit.
Oh, that's
cool. But I'm listening to frequencies, anything. So I'm not listening to anything that's like ear blasting or anything. But I'm not listening to fucking hip hop all through the night.
What about the people like eating food and stuff? What are those called?
ASMR. I listen to ASMR as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I watch.
Wait. What's that? What's that?
It's like
real quick.
Well, I listen to a different ASMR. I don't listen to the ASMR that she's talking about. That's more like that people record the sounds of other things, like you tapping the table. That sound. That's a specific sound
of eating food.
Somebody
chewing.
I've
heard the definition.
What?
The definition of ASMR is autonomous sensory meridian response.
Yeah, I can't spell none of those words, bro.
Is a tingling sensation that typically begins at the scalp and moves down the back and neck and upper spine.
Because you're listening to in your headphones, because that's the way you want to listen to this. And they're right up on the mic, and the mic is specialized. So you can go from the left to the right. You know,
You know the tingles that you get when like somebody is like whispering in your ear really softly, and you get that like that little that hairs that stand up in the back of your head type shit.
Yeah.
It's that feeling, but you get the tingles in your brain as well. Like somebody's like,
your beard looks, Keops.
and then you get fucking the hair stand up in the back of your
Man,
head.
I actually messed it up right before I logged on, so that's how.
But with the
like
with the stuff that you guys were talking about earlier with the astral projection, the CIA just released declassified studies that they actually experimented with that. With
Thank
astral
you.
projection.
Back me up on that.
With the astral projection, the CIA just declassified that they had people studying that, and they actually got people to do it. That they were saying that one of the people that was in the study was one of the people that found what the fuck, I can't remember his name now. Saddam Hussein in the spider hole. Like he astral projected.
Yeah, that's right. You were telling me the other day.
He astral projected. That's how he found his motherfucker fucking hiding underground.
So
Like,
remember,
and that's just got to be
it's not
legit because
fake.
as a military person, you can't sit there writing that on paper unless it's legit.
No, they just declassified all this
You'll
shit.
be a
All this
lunatic.
shit is on.
So-
you can find
nope.
all this shit.
So,
You can find all these studies and shit.
keep that in mind. What Merc just said, because it is declassified. There's also right now in our lifetime, we're living through declassified documents again about UFOs. So
Yeah,
catch up
aliens.
on that, but also go back to the dream state. There's German scientists were working on this shit too, dude. This shit is not just like
That's been
made
said
up
for years.
science. It's a real science about.
It's a real science, like the
investigation
shit
about-
that your brain can do once you unlock that potential.
Yo, the
That's why I go to
manipulation
bed
of the
every night
brain.
listening to fucking these wave frequencies as opposed to unlock the fucking.
We're not
REM in
using
my
what?
sleep.
We're only using at most. Albert Einstein was using what, 12% of his brain at the genius level, and that's just percentage of entire 100%. Just saying.
Ed, explain to me why you listen to those things. Why you
It gives me like vivid dreams. It gives me vivid dreams, and it helps me. Well, it helps me really fall asleep, and it helps like stimulate both sides of my brain. You got the left side and the right side, which mostly some people are like mostly right side dominant. They don't really use the left side of the brain. So I try to stimulate both sides, even when I'm like subconsciously doing it.
Shit, man, get that cholesterol.
Let me ask you guys something.
I guess
to 150.
Do you write
I guess for the people that, I'm sorry.
Do you write your dreams down, Ed?
No, I don't write them down because I usually remember them in the morning anyway. So
You
I don't
Yo,
have
you
a
can
problem.
spit them into a mic, yo. Just use your phone and just tell like a quick little gist just to document it and shit. Maybe you could use that one day.
and you can see if there's a pattern. Is there a continuous story? Like what's the author? Stephen King. All of his books came from dreams.
There
I've
are
had
continuous
dreams.
stories for
I've
me.
had dreams that are continuous stories. Like I've had dreams, like literally the dream would end and it's said to be continued in my fucking head.
What?
Write that shit down, Merc. I'll buy your
is
fucking
dope.
book.
It sounds like you should be writing scripts, brother.
Right. Yeah, write this down. You
For
got
real.
dreams. Like Ed's dream journal. Like, okay, yeah, like wow, these are like plots.
Like,
Let me find out that
right,
Ed
so
is
let me-
part of the
let me-
MK Ultra
Hey,
project.
10% of your dream journal goes to the
all
ManorHeads.
right, so let me tell you the closing scene of the to be continued dream.
Where the fuck is my popcorn? Fuck.
So the closing scene is that I'm locked in a jail cell and they bring this guy in and
He asked you for a cocked meat sandwich.
and the guy they're bringing into the cell, and he's like, he looks homeless, ragged, long hair, dirty, whatever, the stereotypical on the corner homeless guy, and he's rambling on. He's like, oh, I gotta save him, I gotta save him, I gotta save him. And as he's saying that, like a fucking little portal opens up in the middle of the cell, and like fucking the devil, like the literal devil, comes out of it. And then the fucking homeless guy fucking turns into Jesus and shit, and he's like, "This is where we meet." And then it's like, "To be continued." I'm like,
What
"Yo,
the fuck?
bro!" I woke up and I'm like, "No, I didn't." I'm bagging my leg. I'm fucking about to go find some Tylenol PM and shit.
Fucking eating the whole bottle of melatonin.
I'm like, no.
NyQuil.
That's not.
And even had credits that said fucking Jesus versus the devil, and then I woke up. I was like, "Oh, part two
Oh my
coming
God.
soon."
Nah.
Yeah.
And then 3 years
Write it
later,
down,
South
right?
Park
Hey.
comes out with their movie.
Write it down,
Yeah, right.
or yeah, you gotta write it down.
Merc ain't taking that. Yo, he ain't taking fucking over the counter prescriptions, right? I'm just saying.
Have you
that
guys
sounds
had
to
the
me like
same
you taking
repeated dream?
shrooms or something, bro.
No,
Nah, bro,
I never had that. I never had
like yo, my
repeated
dreams are straight vivid. I've had like fucking Matrix style action movie dreams where I'm fucking training with family members, and like I've seen like
Yo, see,
like Ivy was saying, like
yo,
Ivy
that's
was saying,
dope.
like first person goggle style, like all types of shit. Like, and I remember them like vividly, like that.
Bro, you know how fucking cool that is, kid? Because like me, I have my daytime and then I go to sleep and nothing. You have like a whole fucking action life in your
I have
nighttime.
a, I have a, I have a
I
whole
need to get
separate
there,
adventures,
son.
separate adventures that happen to me at
Yeah,
night.
you have an Avengers in the middle of the night and shit.
Ivy-
I'm fucking waking
Ivy,
up
you dream-
tired.
You dream Ivy like that?
Not anymore. I just go to bed. I listen to rain before I go to bed, and then
Like sounds, tranquil sounds.
yeah, rain sounds, or it's like this on YouTube. It's like old music and rain, but it's music from another room. So like they must have like put it in another room and they record it so you can hear faint.
Oh shit!
Like a faint muffled sound.
Yeah. It's like old timey, like kind of like those old cartoons, those racist cartoons. They would have like that little music.
That's why you got these ghosts. That's why you got these ghosts coming through. But like, yo, party of Ivy's. You know what I'm saying? She got that latest shit. She got that new shit pumping. Let's go.
Ivy's got to be haunted to have dreams and shit.
Yeah, I haven't had a dream. Not that I remember. Nothing crazy. Which is I basically go to sleep and then I'm like, oh, it's the next day. It's like I time traveled.
So I'm pointing out something Amando just said. Dreams only last a few seconds, which is almost a minute, which is true, right? You have multiple dreams throughout the night, and you only really remember the last few if you're lucky enough to remember the last few. But when you're in a dream state, you got to remember, just like in fucking movie Inception, that shit ain't fake. When you're in a dream, time slows down. So when you're dreaming up 1 minute, that could be a lifetime, or it could be several hours or even days. It's just how much you remember it. And I remember one time telling my wife, because I woke up and I was like literally living almost a week's worth of info that I could almost remember. A week of fucking information. And it was kind of weird because it was like I was in a time period where I was still in my early, like late in my 1918, and I was hanging out with my cousins and stuff. We were doing shit that we would normally fucking do at that time. And it was like, you know, I'm still living with my parents and I would wake up late and fucking go to the diner and fucking hang out and smoke. It was crazy. And it was almost like vivid, like Merc said. But I don't take that serotonin. What is it called? Serotonin?
Melatonin.
What?
Melatonin.
Melatonin.
But I'm about to buy that shit tomorrow, I'll tell you that.
Well, melatonin is its own bag of shit because we got it too. Like after I found out that Merc was taking it, I had like I got PTSD, so sleep for me is really fucked up. So I started taking the melatonin. And then Jessica started researching the melatonin. Yeah, we got the chewables.
Ooh, I buy that brand. I buy Nature's Bounty.
We got the chewables.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she started researching.
How much are those? The milligrams on those?
3.
There are negative effects to melatonin and shit, like depression and all
I've heard that. Yeah.
Depression?
Yeah.
Shit, I asked my doctor. I asked my doctor about it, and he said you can take those every day, and there'll be no side effects.
Yeah, you just got to make sure you take whatever you're taking. Don't like fucking. Oh yeah, I'm having a bad night tonight. I really need to go to sleep. Take fucking 5 of them. You know what I mean? Like,
let me smoke.
You gotta take what you're gonna take, and that's it. You know, there's people out there like, oh, I really need to get to sleep, and they throw a fucking bunch down.
I've done that, but I feel like what it does, it doesn't always put me to sleep, but it helps me stay asleep.
Yes.
When I wake up in the morning, I'm all like, I'm peeling myself out the bed, but I took it and like 3 hours go by. I'm like, why am I not sleeping? But it's hard to
Well, my CPAP machine, I had trouble with snoring and stuff, and I got the CPAP machine. Ever since the CPAP machine, you know, I mean, maybe it doesn't work for everybody because a lot of people can't sleep with a mask on, but when I sleep with my CPAP machine, that shit gives me best dreams. My body feels refreshed.
That's because
And I feel like I don't even need coffee to wake me the fuck up. I'm like, sprinkle some water on my face, brush my teeth, I'm out the door.
Yeah, from what I understand with sleep apnea, once you start getting that
You don't
mask
shower?
and you start getting real sleep and shit, that shit is a life changer.
It is life changing. I swear to God, I and my dad just got it too. When he moved to Florida, he did the test down there, and he got it now. And they actually have like cool machines now with little fucking emojis that say like, if you have a good night's sleep, it got a happy face that comes up in the morning because it can detect that you slept well. Like with the breathing.
You happy right now? You're happy, bitch.
But but for real, it's legit, bro. It is life changing. If you have sleep apnea, if you snore, I had a little bit of everything, a little overweight. Huh?
How long have you been wearing the mask?
It's been like 5 years, but I don't wear. I mean, it's not like 5 years. I've been wearing the mask religiously.
March 2020, when COVID started, this is the mask.
I thought you were gonna say some shit like Bane and shit. Nobody cared who I was until I put on the mask.
Yo, they play Bane out, kid. You know what? I've been watching the Harley Quinn. Bane is like a little pussy in the Harley Quinn fucking cartoon. Have y'all seen this shit?
Not the Harley Quinn one, but I remember the old Batman one.
Well, he's a simp. In the comic books, he's a simp, bro.
I'm watching it with my daughter, yo. That shit is
hilarious.
Funny,
it's
strong as fuck, yo. She's like, man, fuck that. Like, yo, it's cursing and all that
it's
shit,
very strong, but it's hilarious as hell. But Bane is like a little. I feel bad for him. I'm like, yo, I'm not afraid of this Bane. You know what I mean?
Well, Bane is basically Poison Ivy's bitch, right?
Yeah, he's Poison Ivy's bitch. Yeah.
Oh, not in the show though.
In the comic book,
he's a simp, not a pimp.
He's a simp.
He's a simp. Poor Bane. So much power.
And now I want to dream. Yo, let's do a group dream, yo.
My fucking Martin, you said you got the melatonin suit. What milligrams did you get yours?
I think like 5 milligram.
Damn it, I'm over here high dosage. I got the 10 milligrams and shit.
Well, I was gonna get the 10. Hold on. With that said, I take 2.
Okay.
Me too, motherfucker.
I take 3.
Yeah. You take
With
3?
I take
you
3.
too. I got the big joker, the little joker, and the ace, baby.
Yeah, I need
30 milligrams.
I need 30 milligrams just to keep me out through the night. Because like Ivy said, it's not that it puts you out. It just keeps me so I don't wake up in the middle of the night.
Isn't that dangerous?
If I wake up at any point in the middle of the night, that's it. I'm up. I'm not. There's no going back to sleep.
I go to the living room and watch some TV or play a video.
Yeah. So the dangerous part to that, though, bro, is it difficult to wake you up? Like, let's say it's fucking fire.
No, bro. No. I wake up and like that. I'm up.
It's funny because I used to take for PTSD. I was taking the medicine.
Yeah, Amanda, she has 50 milligrams, so fucking she can stop in your face for at least another hour, logo. That's what happens.
I mean, that'll put me to sleep.
Yeah,
you got government issued melatonin and shit. What the fuck?
When I first had trouble sleeping, they gave me some shit called trazodone. Trazodone helps you sleep and shit like that. But I'm a morning person. I need my coffee. I wake up when the alarm goes off. I jump in the shower. I walk my dog. I make my coffee. That's my fucking routine. If I don't have that shit, I'm fucking.
You're off. Your day's off.
Bad day. It's a bad day. The whole fucking family leaves me alone and shit. So, the melatonin is different from the trazodone. With the melatonin, yes, I get that long sleep, but like Merck said, I'm up. Like I get up and I'm like, yeah, ready for the shower and let's go. I'm not like drowsy, woozy, nothing like that. You know what I mean? So I was proud when I got rid of that trazodone because my days were fucked up for a while.
Yeah, but you smoke even after you take that shit too? Like a nighttime bud type of shit?
Usually I smoke before I go to bed. I'll take the melatonin. Like I'll smoke outside. I'll go inside. I'll take the melatonin. I'll go to sleep. And then if I'm in bed and I do wake up in the middle of the night, I have my vape pen there with the indica THC, so I can stay asleep and go back to sleep and shit like that.
I had to stop. Well, I stopped smoking, but I had to stop smoking late at night when I did because every time when it was really late, it was always telling me you're gonna die.
Jesus, what were you smoking?
What, like a little voice or something?
I was always paranoid that I was
paranoia.
Dying.
The paranoia.
The paranoia. It was basically you're gonna die. You're gonna die. You're dying. You're gonna. It was always, and I'm like, I gotta stop this.
Yeah, definitely stop smoking if the weed's telling you that.
Yeah. No, but a lot of things is the strain of weed that you're smoking too, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Once you try different strains, you know what I started doing is jotting it down. This strain makes me feel X, Y, Z. I don't like the paranoia shit, kid. I don't. And some bud gets you to that fucking that moment that you get mad paranoid. I don't like that shit.
It's like work. It's like, oh, I know that 20 minutes.
See,
paranoia sets in.
Yeah, for me, the paranoia was just because I was young. Just because I was a teenager, just because I was a kid, it was taboo. That's where my paranoia came from. Since I became an adult, had my own place and shit like that, I smoke whatever the fuck I want. It doesn't matter what strain it is or nothing. I don't get paranoid from it anymore.
No, and but some other bud burn will have me will get my creativity mind going. Like I'm up and I'm coming up with different shit, different things, and that the other, and I'm like either writing it down or trying to save it for like, oh, let me tell these motherfuckers whenever I guess. Let me write it down, or I'll put it.
Is that
in
how the
chat,
podcast
right?
came about?
That's
how I came up with that. That's how I came up with that shirt.
Word, kid. Word.
Yeah, there's different levels. There's the super strong shit, and then there's the mediocre shit that's still good stuff. But like, if you want to go shopping at the mall, you don't want to take this stuff. You want to take this stuff, so you can be up, alive, vibrant. Your symptoms are managed. You're under control, but you're okay. You're awake. You're not fucking cotton mouth and dry eyed and fucking ready to take a nap.
I'm with George, bro. I'm gonna need that shit that Ivy was on. That shit telling you that you're gonna die type shit. Like,
Give me that.
I need that shit. I need that fucking blunt to be like,
let me get that plug, baby.
You right. You was fucking right. I am gonna die. You is one strong ass bitch.
Well, aren't we all dying every second?
Well,
Are you daring me? Are you daring me then?
Wow.
Technically, I'll start talking to the blunt. Technically, we're all dying. Act accordingly.
But fucking that bud would be called the Grim Reaper. The Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
It's called death, nigga. Death.
Yes.
You said death?
Yeah. No.
We get a quarter of that.
Yeah.
All right, so you don't smoke no more? You quit?
Yeah, I don't smoke anymore.
Now that it's legal?
I know. It sucks, but you know what? My life is better. It sucks, but
Hey, as long as your life is better,
you're on the right path, yo. As long as you're on the right path.
You know what you should do? You should switch those cigarettes for CBD pens.
So I am gonna stop smoking, but it's like I gotta do one thing at a time. So it was the alcohol. Okay, first let me get that. All right, now let me do the weed. Okay,
stages,
and then
Next.
to do the cigarettes. So I'm telling myself at 6 months I have to stop the cigarettes. So where I'm like enough, like we're like 90 days, maybe 90 days, like 90 days or 6 months or something like that, around there. I'll figure it out. But right now it's like this is what I'm holding on to right now. I'm holding on to this, and I'm like, all right, it's gonna be done eventually, but I have to get used to this life.
Well, I mean, the cigarettes, obviously, they're not good for you, but at least you're fucking coherent. You can fucking focus, and you know what the fuck's going on,
Right.
Marty, what are these guys? Marty, what are the CBD pens you're talking about?
The CBD pens. Actually, give me 2 seconds.
1.
Damn it. 3 seconds. God damn it. 10 seconds.
Oh,
is it really
I got locked out of my own fucking house. Look at
Is it a pen
I'm
with
locked
CBD?
out of my own house.
Babe, let me in, babe.
You're making me look bad in front of the podcast, babe.
Yeah.
You're on live on Facebook right now. Fucking reprimanding me as I walk in.
Hi, Jesse.
I say hi.
Jesse.
By the way.
Yes.
What is that poster? Is it just highlighting your stick?
Oh no, that's a poster of Tito Trinidad, former boxing world champion.
Wait, why is that circle there?
It's from a bank, but I guess it's to tell you that their prices are really low.
Felicidades.
Their interest rates are below the belt.
Yeah.
It's right by this.
How long have you been staring at that?
Hey, yo, tell that bank we get 10% of that.
This is a CBD pen. This one that's almost done is not so CBD. This one's THC.
THC, okay.
So CBD is it's got a lot of medicinal purposes, but it doesn't have the stuff in it that gets you high. So it's completely legal. What was that?
Point then. You're not getting high. What's the point?
For the medicinal purposes of CBD.
CBD
Which
does
are?
have medicinal purposes.
Are you getting high with a cigarette?
No, but it's.
What's the point?
It just feels good when it burns my throat.
Pause.
Heyo.
But yeah, nah,
That's
it
what
does
she
give you
said.
like a little bit of a kind of a small buzz. It
Relaxation.
doesn't last
Give you-
long or anything like that.
It'll give you a relaxation
Yeah,
as
it's
well.
more for the body.
Calmness. There's a calmness. There's a body calm as well.
Okay.
I have been to those fancy tea spots and shit or fancy coffee spots. I'm that motherfucker that goes to the fancy coffee spots and be like, "Yo, you got tea?" Because I don't drink coffee, right?
I don't think
You got coca tea?
Yeah, word.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm from, right? So
You know what? Just give me some hot water. I got my own tea.
yeah, I got my own leaves, bro. I just need some hot water for my mate over here, kid. So
I carry tea bags in my purse, so I just
hell
carry
yeah.
hot water, and I always have tea. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been teabagged a few motherfuckers before.
Subscribe to the OnlyFans if you want to see.
Yeah, that's funny.
Subscribe to the OnlyFans if you want to see.
Sabor morir
teabag.
soñando.
Yo, it looks like Che Ramos is watching. I don't know if you're still watching, brother, man.
Che,
Congratulations. You've been making big moves, and it's good to see you like that, brother. Good shit.
Good shit, Che. I thank you for liking our shit the other day and sharing it last time we recorded too, man. Mad love for that shit. Yo, so teabagging.
And on that note,
That's transition right there.
Teabagging originated in Halo, right?
yes.
I went to those fancy coffee spots, and of course I asked for tea, but the guy was like, "Yo, I could give you a shot of the CBD powder that we have." And I was like, "Yo, don't tease me with a good time, baby." You know what I mean? He's like, nah. He was like, "This for." I'm like, I still gotta go shopping. You know, I still got a Sam's Run, and I still got a Sam's Run. I gotta return two things at Target. Yeah, I still gotta return shit at Target. You know, they ask for a D. I gotta be conscious of my shit. And like, nah, you'll be good. That shit was banging, kid. You felt mad relaxed. It's like I got a little massage and shit, kid. You know what I mean? No happy ending, pero trabajo, yo.
Wait, so some dude in some coffee shop just offered you tea?
It's perfectly legal, loco. CBD powder.
Basically, the marijuana plant has THC and CBD. Actually, there's a whole bunch of THCs and CBDs in it, but the CBDs are what do they call them? They don't have the fucking effects to get you high and shit.
Yeah.
So the CBDs are used more medicinally. So you do get these feelings, you know what I mean? Internally relaxed, chill, you know what I mean? You're calm. You get a little slight buzz at first when you take the hit. But if you want that fucking go to sleep high feeling, you're going to look for THC.
Damn, that's a throwback. So calm.
Damn.
The PS2 game.
All right, so then I'm going to try that.
No, they sell the shit at Rite Aid, loco. They'll sell you that shit at Rite Aid.
You can order that shit online at Amazon. And shit.
Yeah. It's perfectly legal. It's
Well,
the,
You can go
body.
into any. You could go into any smoke shop and fucking get CBD.
This one right here is from
Well,
a company
technically
called.
now you live in Jersey, so you can fucking get
word.
THC if you want. Shit.
This is from a company called Dope, DOPE. My boy just gave it to me. He actually ordered it online, so you can have it delivered directly to your house. He gave it to me free just to try it out. Shout out to Alphonse.
Sounds dope.
And now, how do you use the pen?
And this one is Sour Diesel.
That motherfucker fucks you up.
Sour Diesel CBD.
Nah, bro. I'm not taking no sour diesel CBD. Fuck that. I need the real shit.
You need the real shit, right?
My favorite strain was Jesus OG. It was like getting.
You are so religious. Yeah,
Oh,
you are
got
so
rid of the
religious.
ghost.
And now Alien. I loved Alien OG and Jesus OG. Jesus OG, like you have a body high, but your head your mind was totally clear. And then the Alien OG, that I would say that was more of my favorite. But
why? Why the Alien OG more?
it was just like it was good. It's like you're like happy, relaxed. It wasn't couch lock, but it was like just a step up from the couch lock, but still like
It was out of this world.
Yeah, and that goes back to MTBOI saying that there's different levels because you can get a sativa at a low level and an indica at a high level, and there's so many different states that you will find what you need in that range. You just have to start low and work your way high.
It's like medicine to anybody else, right? It's different for impact. My fucking Tylenol will impact different to each one of you guys. You know what I mean? I feel bud is the same thing, right? Like one time Martin was like, "Yo, this thing will get you." We went camping the first year. He was like, "Yo, this thing will fucking have you going." Because I was like, "Yo, nah, man, I don't want to." If I smoke, it's more on my nighttime thing. Because if I burn, I'm going to sleep. Like, I'm ready to take it down, kind of shit. He was like, "Nah,
but I had a sativa.
He had a sativa. So he schooled me on this shit. He was like, "Yo, hit this sativa."
This motherfucker gave a TED talk before he did it.
Yo, we went to go play basketball. We was fucking fixing golf carts out there. We was fishing. Fuck, yo, it was fucking nuts, yo. Had so much energy, yo. I was like, what?
Yo, all this was before 10 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we started drinking, yo.
You got me sold on the CBD trend, yo. I'm looking this shit up.
Yo, definitely, George. Yo, thank you for coming through, my brother.
You don't got your makeup done? What's up, man? You come on right now. Shit, this shit holds up to 10 people.
This is like 4 weeks in a row. He comes on just to talk, but don't come on camera, bro.
Whenever, Georgie. Just let me know.
Don't follow.
You got to get the mani petty first, right?
Put on a mask like Kodak Black.
He's got to make sure his fitting is tilted right.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Hold on. My wife is watching. Hold on. My wife just started watching. Shh.
Oh shit! So
So yeah, children and education is very important today.
Very important. They're the
you gotta
future.
send them back. You gotta send them back to school, guys. You gotta send them back.
Yeah.
What's also important is not locking your husband out while he's on the porch.
Yeah, don't lock me the fuck out. Don't lock me out, man.
These are important things. Not locking the door on your husband because he's 30 feet. Well, less than 30 feet away from you. Fuck. What am I talking about? He's like 5 feet away.
She's literally like 8 feet, 9 feet away.
You want to see someone get thrown from the fucking living room with the remote and shit. You want to be like, "Pop, yes."
A chancla's gonna come out of nowhere.
That's chanclas. CBD pen, yo. I've been missing out. Now, and I know I can do THC now in New Jersey, but I'm trying to. CBD.
But we love you, Jesse.
No,
but we love
you, Jesse.
Love us. Not as pretty as y'all. You got shit. Yo, bro, I didn't get a shape up till this week. You seen us here.
Come on, man. You seen us in fucking December, okay? We was fucking out here starting our own fires.
We all look like Osama bin Laden.
Yo, I don't know what you talking about. Oh,
shit, you see this ponytail? Like, what the fuck?
Damn, a nigga get one shape up in 2 years, and I'm pretty now. Huh?
You got Eastlands back on and shit.
All of a sudden.
If you want to see our beards, go back to our earlier episodes.
This is what I told my wife. I told my wife, I don't need a fucking haircut. I don't need a haircut. She's like, no, you better get a fucking haircut. God damn it.
Damn, we gotta start making ManorHead razor blades, yo.
Yo, you could cut this beard, nigga. You fucking deserve it. Shit is rough.
Fucking 20-volt weed whacker couldn't take that shit out.
Nah, yo, they had to put a whole Mexican on my beard, bro, just to get that shit off.
Damn, double machetes and shit.
You see how that shit was rough? The whole
fucking machete akimbo.
Yo, that's stupid as hell. Okay. I think it said the whole Mexican, not even fucking half a Cheops, kid. The whole Cheops.
For real.
Yo, so in weird news, let me just give you a quick shout out because we were talking about haunted houses and ghost stories. Here's something in weird news I just picked up right now. In Massachusetts, a not haunted house scares up interest in the town of Massachusetts, which is basically a small town outside of Boston. Shut up, woman! Damn advertisement came up.
You start with saying a not haunted house.
A sign was put up saying a not haunted house.
So a regular house.
It's for sale in a small town outside of Boston in Massachusetts.
A regular house, okay.
So basically, it's what's the first fucking question that comes to mind then?
What
It's
kind
not
of ghost?
haunted, so I don't have any fucking questions.
Right.
What is the tax rate? What is the tax out here?
So you want me to ask you like, oh, why is this place not haunted?
I'll tell you why, sir. We did not build this shit in an Indian fucking.
There were no people slaughtered in this house.
There was no movie made out of this house.
Sir, the frame of this house was built purposely to look like a face.
Does the house look like it should be haunted? Does it look like you ride the house
You
like
show the picture?
ghost?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you're right, Ivy. You look at the house and be like, yo, this shit haunted like a motherfucker.
I don't got a picture of the house. I just got a picture of the not haunted. So it basically
Sign?
raised
Oh,
questions.
you got a picture of the not haunted house?
Yeah, the not haunted for sale sign.
Okay, so if I decorate my house during Halloween to look extra spooky, and then I put a sign up that says "not haunted,"
But it doesn't make it spooky anymore.
Your property value drops like a motherfucker, kid. But like, not that one. Not that one.
The sign would say, if you said it's not haunted, I'm like, well, what are you trying to prove?
Exactly.
wait.
I
the
had
word-
my own experiences with haunted houses. I don't trust you.
Challenge accepted.
So
It's
the
like it's
sign-
almost like saying it's like this house doesn't have a dead body in the closet at some point in the past 10 years.
So was the word haunted in quotes?
Yo,
Yeah, right.
the picture that I'm looking at, you know how like the for sale sign hangs under that little fucking, half T, whatever, right? On the top in big fucking bold red letters, not haunted.
That sounds like the Inquirer news.
Yeah.
It sounds like either the wife or the husband might have stashed the body in the backyard.
They're not. Yeah, they're not cooperating with the police because they're being a private. It raised so many questions. People started asking, and the people that are trying to sell the house are just keeping to themselves and being private about it. How the fuck are you going to sell your house by keeping to yourself?
That's crazy.
Anyways, but I wanted to bring that up because
I got a dumb criminal.
I'm gonna look it up on Zillow anyway. So
Yeah, what's the property value though?
I've got a
Look
dumb
at
criminal
that.
story.
Huh?
A dumb criminal,
oh, those are a dime a dozen, nigga.
Florida,
bro.
man.
A man suspected of arson and vandalism sent a photo to police of a selfie in Ohio because the photo that they put up on his arrest warrant was unflattering.
The fuck?
And they caught him because he sent that photo.
Is it that stupidity thing that fucking Ivy was talking about, kid?
He didn't like his photo down there, so he sent them the top one and said, "This one's better."
And they caught him.
And they caught him because of that.
Fucking dick.
See, he didn't use a VPN.
Ivy, what we doing with these people, Ivy?
Huh?
What
we
should we
doing
do
with
with
these
these people,
people?
Ivy?
We have to find a cure for stupid people. That is a new fool. Boo boo fool. Okay.
To me, it sounds like he's a great candidate for the first colony in Mars.
Well, maybe he'll fit in with these guys here. There's two men from Skegness who took photographs of themselves stealing thousands of pounds of gambling machines and put it on social media.
Bro, these
Yeah, do it
are
for the gram.
no. See, Anubis said these are candidates for Mars. I have a better plan. We should get them to be pioneers to colonize the sun.
There we go.
Yeah,
Send
bro.
them straight. Send them straight.
I heard it's not that hot there.
Yo, be like, yo, we gave you special spacesuits where it's not gonna get hot for you, and they're gonna be
Sold.
like, bet. You can
It's
take all
gonna
the
be lit,
selfies
though.
you
It's
want.
gonna be lit.
You're gonna have the perfect lighting.
You can live stream that shit, man. You get mad followers. You can live stream.
Perfect
Don't worry about it.
lighting to take all the selfies you want. On
It's
your
a
way to the
perfect
sun.
lighting.
Natural fucking
Natural light. You get all the natural light you
yo,
want.
golden hour,
You
24
look
hours
like
a day.
golden Inca out there, bro. Just go.
Special people. Special people.
Stupid. They're not special. They're stupid.
There's
Well,
a difference, right?
I'm looking right now, and there was another man in Glasgow that was tried to rob a bookmaker store with a cucumber, and
Dang.
the cops found him and tackled them, and the cucumber fell out.
I think he was on something. You can't be in your right mind.
What the fuck? A bookstore? Like what the fuck, bro?
But was he armed? Because my
Trying to
lawyer
steal
would
the
fight
knowledge,
against
bro.
that. Was I really armed?
Well, if he had it in his jacket and you say it's a gun, give me your money, then you would say
Yeah,
that
the instant you ask for the money, whether you're armed or not, because there's robbery, and then there's armed robbery. So
you
there's
have
both
arms.
crimes. So there's both crimes.
Is
If
that
you got these arms or you got these arms, you fucked.
It's like, is that a cucumber in your pocket, sir?
Why? Yes, it is.
So
He
here's
became more seductively with his, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, what you willing to do for some cash?"
so
You
going
would have put that shit down. Like,
going back to the sci-fi of our conversation. How about this one? So everyone's seen The Thing?
Mm.
Oh God, come on, The Thing with
Who's Thing?
oh my God, The Thing,
oh, who's thing? Oh, I
The
don't watch
movie,
nobody's
The Thing.
Oh,
right?
okay.
With,
Okay, if
Kurt
you haven't
Russell?
seen the movie The
With Kurt
Thing, I'm not going to
Russell?
ruin it for you, but it basically takes place of a scientific
It's a
research
Stephen
team.
King book. It's a Stephen
It's
King
Stephen
book,
King.
by the way.
Takes place in Antarctica, basically research team, doing research there, right? So I'm not going to ruin it for you, but basically, recently scientists have found life forms that shouldn't exist under the Antarctic ice, living underneath the Antarctic ice. Now, I'm not talking about like you scrape maybe a foot or two off the top of the fucking snow or the ice. We're talking about drills that go all the fucking way in. So we're talking about to the
Captain
bottom of where the
America
ice
drill?
shelf is, and then the
Okay,
continent
so
meets the plate,
They
My
can,
question
living
is,
underneath there.
7 miles is the longest distance that anyone has been able to dig into the earth. It's 7 miles.
And they have found life forms. Now we're talking about fucking ETs walking around having a hamburger or whatever. We're talking about just life forms like micro bacteria.
Anubis, if you Google, I think there's like a real low percentage of the amount of species we know in the ocean. I forget what it is.
Yeah.
It's like super
true.
duper low. Like
that was going to be my question. Is like, how do we know that these are species that aren't supposed to be there if we know nothing about that area?
So great question. So that's where they're going to find out because in the previous thought was that it's so fucking cold, right? That life shouldn't be thriving in that temperature. But there is. And so that will open up more studies in regards to planets where it's sub cold, like the fucking sun is boiling hot. We don't think that things live there, but maybe something in the future will find out. Oh yeah, shit, it can live on the sun. We don't know yet.
Well, I mean,
so
with,
we'll do
with
this.
that
Microbes.
kind of
50%.
Microbes.
with that thought
the
process,
stupid
then
people
Mars
to the
has to
sun.
have shit.
Bingo. And that's
Mars-
why
Mars
this study
has,
is
like,
relevant to
rivers
the
and-
colonization of any planet.
Keops, I cut you off, man. What did you say?
I was gonna say we should just send half of the stupid people to the sun and half of the stupid people to the cold weather, bro.
Nah,
See
they're
what
gonna
happens.
fuck it up. They're gonna fuck it up.
They're gonna fuck it up for us.
They're gonna fuck it up. They'll find leave it to a dumb motherfucker to find a way to fuck up a good thing.
Congratulations, sir. You're a scientist. We're going to send you to Mars.
Yeah. So if you had the opportunity, though, say they start giving out free tickets out here, Ivy, they start giving free tickets. Like, yo, you want to go to Mars real quick? We good at that. We Gucci. We Gucci, man. You can start your own colony, Ivy.
You know why? Because I've read this. I'm reading this book, and I know what happens. No, the thing is, you can
What
have
happens?
Wait, the book tells the
What
future?
happens?
Holy shit.
No, but the thing is, if you think about it logically, so now you're living on this planet, you can't breathe the air, right? So now I have to be forced to live in this structure. Now, what if some asteroid or some type of rock crashes into it? Guess what? I'm gone. What if something falls here, right? Just maybe move out the way, but I'm not. My life is not going to be over, right? I can always
I'm
avoid it.
saying you could cross the street and get hit by a bus. It's just
Right, but the thing,
whichever way it goes.
you have one thing. One thing can destroy everything, and that's too high. That's too probable of a cause to happen.
All right. What about something as simple as you go to Mars and you get a fucking tear in your suit?
Correct.
Yep.
Something simple. 'Cause they got a lot of sharp rocks.
It's gonna take 5 years to get there. So do I want to be on a spaceship for 5 years after we were all sitting here in our houses, our homes for
Make sure you
Hey,
got
y'all don't even
Wi-Fi.
got
That's all I
y'all
gotta
don't even got
say.
Wi-Fi up here, kid. Get the fuck out of here.
Yo, imagine that. Imagine you take the 5-year voyage to go to Mars, and as you're fucking exiting your lander, your fucking suit gets caught in a nail and it rips. Come on, bro.
Right.
And then find out that there's actually oxygen to breathe on Mars, and all the shit that we thought about Mars is fake.
All right, go back and watch fucking. What was that movie called again?
That's a demo.
The octopus fucked the sailor guy.
The octopus fucked the
What?
sailor. Yeah. No. The sailor fucked the octopus.
The
That's
sailor
backwards.
fucked the octopus. My bad. Wrong way
Total
around.
Recall. Total Recall.
Total
That's the
Recall.
movie.
Niggas talking about Total Recall. Oh, it always leads back to an 80s movie with this guy. Quay.
That's what my ghost sounded like.
Oh shit!
He sounded like fucking
Aliens, ghosts.
Yo, Ivy, but even when you were little, you were seeing ghosts, yo.
Oh, so okay. So now this is. I saw. I was in. Here's how it started. I think I was in like 6th grade, and so I've worn glasses since 1st grade, right? So I can't see well in the dark. I can't see well, period. But now I'm older. I can't see in the dark at all. I'm like I'm like grandma. So couldn't see that well in the dark. So now I had an alarm clock, and I remember this time it was green. This has a point. It was a green alarm clock, and I would sleep with the door open. My parents never turned off all the lights. We would have like, like the lamp with the 3 dimmed. They would put it on low, and I would be in the living room, and I had a night light in my bedroom. So it was always dim, but I can't see. My parents' door was straight across from mine, and it was like kind of, they wouldn't close it all the way. It would just kind of be slightly ajar, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I wake up in the middle of the night. Everyone's sleeping. Must have been like that witching hour, 3 o'clock in the morning. And I see these 2 red dots. And I'm like, what is that? What is that? Then they started coming. At first they were flat. Then they became clear, crystal clear. Mind you, I can't see because I wear glasses. But what I saw, it was these red dots, and then they turned like more of a sphere-like. And then I saw it was like these little cloaked creatures, almost like a
What?
it was almost like the Grim Reaper, but they were tiny. They were small.
Mm.
It must have been like this. So I saw 2 red dots, 2 red spheres, and then inside the cloak was complete and utter darkness, but I could see through it. And then their cloak, and it was tattered, and they were small, and they were kind of floating in the air. That was complete and utter darkness, and you could see, but it wasn't as dark as inside. So they, you know what they look like? No, in Star Wars. Yeah, in Star Wars, they come in that big that big van, and they always like steal stuff and they fix stuff. They look exactly like that. They have yellow eyes, but it was exactly like that, but see-through with red eyes. So one came into form, so it all kind of like formed of like red dots, spheres, darkness, and they kind of like all morphed. Like I saw them clearly, and there were 5 around my bed. And I was like, Jesus! And then I ran to my parents' room. After that, then I was seeing, I saw like a girl on, we had these steps going up to the attic, but there's a door that you would have to, so it looks like stairs to the ceiling. So I saw a girl, she had blonde hair, pigtails, I remember she had a blue shirt, she had a purple shirt, blue pants, she was holding a teddy bear, and she was rocking back and forth on the steps.
Gee.
That got me
right there.
Yeah.
I was sleeping in the bed with my parents, so I'm 13 years old. I can't sleep because I'm seeing all this stuff. I was in the bed with them, and I woke up and I saw like this big lurchy guy. It looked like Lurch, like maybe like 1800s, like a double-breasted suit, and he had this really like smushed in face and almost like Uncle Fester or whatever, like the Munsters. He had this, and it looked like somebody just like took his face and like just dragged it, where like the eyes and stuff, they all went down, and it was like he was just like, oh, like over top of me, and I was like, screaming.
Ivy, you have a 6th sense. That I'm gonna call it right now. You have a 6th sense. You're the the little kid from the fucking movie. I see dead people. You see spirits, definitely. I'm gonna call it. It's too many experiences you see where it's detailed enough.
I could draw them all out because I remember it. then the
Why
one
haven't you? Is the question.
I don't know.
NFTs, baby. NFTs.
NFTs.
Yo, Lurch.
Or solve
Matt Lurch is a
unsolved
character.
mysteries.
That's a
I've
Lurch character right there.
I've got more. So one thing that was calming that I saw, it was a guy. He was like in like the white negative of the picture. He looked young, almost like a greaser kind of type of guy, like 1950s greaser. And it was all like in white, and his hair was kind of like parted, come to the side. He had a t-shirt on, and it was tucked in his pants, like a 19, and he had like Keds on or whatever, and not Keds, like Chuck Taylors or whatever. And he had his hand like in his pocket, and he was just kind of looking, smiling. And he appeared in my doorway, and I felt peace, like my doorway, my room. And I just kind of looked at him. He looked at me, and he was smiling. And then he went away. I felt like little firemen, little people, little shadows and stuff running all over. I was at school. I saw stuff like shadows and like white figures and stuff like on the
in
like,
school too.
I saw like we had in the all-purpose room at in the middle school. We had like when you had the movie, they roll out the TV on the cart and stuff. So I would see like white shadows and stuff like walking around on the stage and stuff. But it was one Sunday morning. This is when I started hearing stuff. So it was Sunday morning. It was like bright, like maybe like 7 o'clock in the morning, and it sounded like somebody was in the house. And because we had carpet, and it sounded like people, like, like if you pick up a stereo that's been sitting there for a long time, it's gonna, because it's settled, it's making a sound, it's creaking. It felt like that, and I was hearing. So since I was already seeing stuff, I always slept with the sheets over my face because that was the sheet of protection. I didn't want to see anything, and it's like, okay, fine. So my sheet was up, and it was summertime, and I heard everything, and I didn't want to move. So then I felt a presence come beside me. I was like in a cold sweat, shaking, and I felt the breath, the heat, the warmth, and it was breathing in my ear, and it went like this.
Oh hell, fucking no!
And then did it ask you for your extended car warranty?
For real.
I heard that. It felt like forever. And then in the background, it felt like somebody was moving around in the back. And then all of a sudden, my dad's like, anybody getting up, going to church? I shot up. Nothing was there.
No hell.
Yeah, well, let me tell you guys something. When I lived with my brother on the top apartment, it was just me and him. We had just moved out. That was when the TV thing would kind of come on, this and that. I was never kind of like scared of it, but at that point I was working graveyard shift. I was driving trucks. So throughout the day I would go to the ride, come and sleep for a few hours, and then just kind of start my day, blah blah blah. And the couch would directly face the steps of the entrance of the apartment. Once I was just like sleeping on the couch, like with my neck down. Like I literally remember that vividly. I felt fingers just kind of go up like that. I kind of like sort of woke up, and I was like, oh, it's got to be my brother playing around. And I went back to sleep. 10 minutes later, my brother's walking into the door. I was like, what? Like, what the fuck? But I like literally felt every finger kind of like pick up my head and shit.
Yeah.
That shit was bananas.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Ghost stories. Shit.
I want to know who's gonna have a nightmare tonight. That's what I fucking want to know.
Because wait, since I moved into this place, I've been here for about 4 years. I have not watched not one horror movie. Any horror I watch is like Goosebumps. Like I'll watch, I'm like, ooh, and I have to watch it every day. But it's like I don't even watch that stuff. And ever since I stopped watching all that, I closed the portal. Guess what? I sleep like a baby.
Yo, man, in my household, my wife will not watch the horror flicks. She used to. We used to watch the Saw movies, all that shit. But as time has gone by, she's like, fuck that. I'm not rocking it. Especially if it's some like supernatural shit. You know what I mean? If it's some shit like, the serial killer is going around, then that's not really plausible in our household. So it's not that scary. It's kind of just a movie. But if it's some ghost shit, That could happen to her. She's not fucking with it. But my daughter is ride or die, yo. She'll sit with me and watch all the horror movies. She don't give a shit. I think the only one she avoided was It 2.
I watched the first It. I didn't watch the second. I was like, this is dumb. I'm like, why are these people coming back around? Why don't you just leave the town? Don't go back. Like,
wait, the first version of It or the?
It's the new version. Me and Mariah were watching.
Yeah.
I believe we saw the original. And then we went on because every time something new comes out, if there's an original that I enjoyed, I make my daughter watch that first.
Yeah, I believe the original was like a miniseries or some shit.
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember it came on TV and I was like, gotta go to bed. Nope. No, I can't watch that. I'm the same. Like, I'll watch a slasher movie, killer movie, zombie movie. I can watch that all day because that's not real.
Right.
Real.
Yeah.
That other stuff, I've witnessed it, I've lived through it, and I'm like, I don't.
Well, I could say the slasher movie might be real. There's a lot of murderous motherfuckers out there.
But the likelihood of that happening compared to the ghosts.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. You gotta do that balance.
Yeah.
Well, my household is just like Martin's. Like, my wife won't watch anything horror related, nothing. Freddy, Jason to fucking The Omen, nothing. In that category, you'll watch nothing. And my son, like, he'll sit down and watch all that shit with me. Like, he's the only one that I can be like, oh, finally I can fucking put some shit on. And he'll be just like me, talking about, like, what the fuck are they doing? What are they doing? What are they done?
Why are they going in the
inside,
room?
Stupid, go outside.
The logical thing to do is jump out the window.
Let's hide in the cemetery. Like,
Recently, Liz got into it though. Every time Halloween goes around, she's got into the Freddy Krueger series and Jason Voorhees.
Halloween was big scary movie month for us over here too, loco. You know, like you said, right? That you start watching the scary movies, and October comes, and it was like, yo, every weekend we have to watch a scary movie. And one of the weekends, I was like, all right, my pick, right? We went down the path, and we started with the Jason, the Freddy's, but then it ended up with the Omen, Pet Cemetery, and shit that gets a little religious and fucking a little too fucking real for you to really care. My kids been fucking traumatized since then, kid.
They listen to everything I say.
Like, we watch all those on Netflix, like the Haunting of series.
Oh,
like,
yeah, Haunting of Hill House was great, and I haven't seen the new one.
That was
good. You seen those,
and it's the same actors from the first one, Martin.
No shit.
Yeah.
Ivy, you got to see those things.
Dope.
You got to see those.
I watched maybe 5 minutes of it. I think it was like I'm getting movies confused. I think it's The Conjuring when the ghost was like dragging her leg in the bed. I think it was The Conjuring.
Yeah.
I watched 5 minutes and then stuff was getting real. And I'm like, why would you, like, to me, I'm like, why are you in your house with no lights on? Like, can somebody
Move the fuck out? Move the fuck out.
Yo, my light bill $300 a month, kid. I gotta turn my light off at night.
Yo, the movie that fucked me up. I'm sorry, go ahead, Ivy.
friend, because I watched Annabelle, and this bitch is just summoning. And I'm like, you find this doll, you're not gonna be like, yo, girl, I threw this doll out, and this bitch like, oh, something not right. Like, nobody's doing that, because I'm like, that's not real life. You're like, oh, I love her. I'm like, she just looked like just came out of the pits of hell. And you're like, oh, what? I'm like, this is not real. But I laughed the whole way through. I can watch that, but not like The Conjuring.
The movie that scared me out. The Ring and the Grudge. Oh, you're out, P.K.F.? Later in.
Yeah, man. I gotta get up early.
Peace, brother.
Hi, Kios. What's the scariest movie that everybody's watched?
Ooh, let's go.
There is a movie on Netflix. Hold on, before you say something, B. There's a movie on Netflix. I haven't seen it yet, but they said that like only 1 out of like 100 people could finish watching the shit, and it's called Victoria. I don't know if anybody's seen that or anything like that. I just saved it. But it's supposed to be like super duper scary to the point where they have like cameras in the theaters on the release showing the audience scared and black lights and shit. You know what I mean? And the night vision and all that. But it's like when it was coming out, that was supposed to be the scariest shit.
You mean Veronica?
Did you see
Veronica?
I don't even want to look it up. I don't even know. I feel like it's just gonna summon demons to my place.
I'm not
trying to
sure
see
what
if
it's
this
about.
is the one.
Are you
Hold
going
on.
to plan on watching it?
I do want to watch it.
It's Spanish. Yeah, I watched it, and it didn't. Yeah, it was scary, but not scary to the point where like those people in the movie theater were like. Because I watched this specifically because I was like, "Oh, this shit is gonna make me shit."
Right, that's
and
what I'm
didn't.
expecting. No, all
No,
right,
it's
so I'll
scary
pass.
though. It's scary, but you got to get
Is it
into
worth
it.
the watch?
Yeah, it is definitely. It's a Spanish director. English subtitles. It's
Oh, that's
Spanish.
true.
It goes.
Now, my wife, that's my wife, Jessica. There, love you, babe. She has mediums in her family. Like they have. I actually sat down and her aunt sat and told us some stuff about our son that was really touching and nice to hear. So, but yeah, so that stuff I'm sure she's got some crazy experiences or some stories that she could tell about that shit as well. But she's kind of like nervous to tap in, you know, like she feels like she has something there, but she's kind of nervous to tap in because it's kind of
Scary.
scared to bring in the bad shit, I guess, you know.
The movies that always got me were the almost the real shit, right? The Omen, The Exorcist, shit that could really happen in life. You know what I
Right.
mean? The ghost or the monster and shit like that. That kind of stuff, like I could brush that shit off. But like an exorcist, a demon taking over your body, kind of shit. The Omen, like you getting possessed over fucking the devil, kind of shit. Like, because I was raised Catholic, so you're like, oh hell no, this is so true. Like my fucking Juanito over here, that motherfucker is the Omen. You know what I mean? You believe all that shit, kid.
The one
Those are
that
the
had me,
scariest shits.
the one that had me fucked up as a kid, though, right? Because if I watch it now, it's funny. Is Evil Dead. Okay, and the reason why it fucked me
Evil
up is
Dead.
One, the
Evil
funniest
Dead, the
one.
first one.
Yeah, the
original.
funniest horror movie of all.
Evil Dead, because there was so much blood, right? So you got to think back, right? So now we've been like, thrown these movies now. There's so much blood, and it's like it gets, you're
There's soul movies and shit like that. You know.
yeah,
what I mean?
you've seen it already. But back then, when there was a lot of blood, shit like Evil Dead, that fucked me up. And then it had that whole, you can't get away mentality. Like literally can't get away because you can't get out of the fucking island or whatever the fuck that place was. So that had me fucked.
Cabin.
Yeah. Now the remake of Evil Dead was even, and I watched it purposely to see if it could outdo the first one, and it was bloodier.
Yeah, it was
but I think
super bloody, like extremely. Like I've never seen a bloodier movie with more blood than that. Like it was.
And
crazy.
I think they purposely did that because it's trying to outdo the first one. But it was kind of
the
scary.
newer one wasn't like a funny one.
No,
the Evil Dead back in the day, like it started off like trying to be a horror flick, and then it became with some like underground following where people just loved it, and it started getting silly, and they started making sequels, and it got witty, and the writing got a little silly.
I
You
thought
seen it?
Yeah, I've seen them all. And then they came out with a TV show on Cinemax a few years ago.
Oh, that's right.
That one was funny too. That was good.
You seen what? How about you, Ivy?
What, the scariest one that I've watched?
La Llorona.
I would say The Conjuring. I saw it twice, and Insidious, like almost like in the same day. And was it the one? What's the one with the box? It's like
Poltergeist.
No. Okay.
Oh no, Hellraiser.
No. Okay.
No,
So
no.
Jeffrey Dean
Hellraiser had a box.
takes the kids. Divorced dad Jeffrey Dean Morgan takes his kids to this like garage sale, yard sale, and then the daughter's like, "This box is just."
I've seen this. Yeah.
I love it. And then she's in the house of just looking at the box of like this. She's tranced with it, and she's just getting dark. And then there's like swarms of locusts in her
Possession.
A possession. Yeah.
Got this like Jewish wine box that's haunted, and then he tried to throw away, and then it came back, and the whole thing is possessed. Like I watched that, and then Human Centipede, like right back to back.
Was that one you mentioned before with Hilary Swank?
No, it was with Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Dean Morgan
Horror movie. It's something about some like wine box, some Dibbit box or something, whatever. That was pretty scary. But I think The Conjuring, I watched that twice because I even bought the book. It's called House of Lightness, House of Dark. And that's a real story about the history of this family that moved to this house and the history that they dug up. Hence why I was like going to the town historian to figure out what was happening. And I'm like, is this a conjuring that's going on? Um,
Oh no shit.
I would say that was the scariest. Yeah, I can't. And I watched it twice, like a dum dum.
And I'm curious to know what's the scariest shit you've seen in the movie that kind of makes you like be like, damn.
No, I was gonna be like, y'all niggas.
Live. Y'all niggas, y'all motherfuckers on Facebook Live. That's a
You ever seen Anubis be the last man standing on your ward on your team? Scurry, some scurry shit.
There's 2 teams left and shit, and he's got to make it to the fucking buy station to buy his back. He got the money for it.
I think growing up for me, like I think that the scariest one was The Omen. I think it was mainly because my little brother looked like Damien, so I was like, "These fucking dark-haired, blue-eyed motherfucker! I'll stab you right now. Somebody say something. Let me find 1-6 on you, nigga. 1-6."
You had scary. I remember talking to your aunt, and you had scary fucking ghost, crazy, experiences.
Stories, experiences, yeah.
Yeah, no, hell yeah. Look,
you was waiting for me to bring them shits up tonight?
Hell yeah, bitch.
You was waiting for me to bring them shits up, baby? Well, guess what? Too fucking late. I gotta wake up early, nigga. It's 2 a.m. Too fucking late.
What was that haunted
earlier, bitch?
What was that movie, that scary movie in the 80s? And it was actually based on a real family out of Staten Island or Long Island. The house that has a face.
Amityville Horror?
Amityville Horror.
All right, y'all. I'm about to head out of here. You have a good night. Love y'all. Y'all be safe.
Brother.
Ivy, it was good seeing you, Ivy.
See you.
Take care.
Bye.
Hopefully we'll keep in touch.
I would like to come on again at some point. Yeah.
Absolutely. You could be a regular. You could be a regular.
The door's always open.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Y'all be good, y'all.
Peace, brother. Yeah, I got a little bit longer, then I'm gonna take off too.
I think I'm gonna get going because I'm like, I gotta get up early. This is normally my bedtime anyway.
It's about that time.
Like, yeah, it's bad. Oh, wait, I was gonna say that as a child, I never watched horror movies, so everything that I saw was I never had anything in my back of my head in my imagination because I never watched it. I wasn't allowed to watch it.
Right.
So I was scared at like Scooby Doo, The Wicked,
wow,
and Wizard of Oz. Like when they they take off the mask, you're like, you rascally kids. Like I was like, that scared me. The Witch of the West. Like I had to go out the room, and then those flying monkeys just terrified me. I couldn't handle scary.
But if you had ghost experience as a child, like when I was little, I was back in Peru days, right? When you hear shit happening, they're like, yo, don't pay no mind to it, right? Like pretty much everybody's sleeping, everybody's in bed, and you hear like bottles upstairs, the pods, doors open and shit moving when nobody's supposed to be up there, when nobody's there, period. And everybody's like, yo, just don't worry about it. Yeah, just go to bed, type of shit. You know what I mean?
It's called earthquake, yo.
Yeah. The blood.
Yeah, the only movie I was scared of was that Friday the 13th back in the day when I was like 7, 8 years old. Even Jason didn't scare me. Jason, for me, I used to watch it just to see the teenage girls' titties in the showers all the time. Pretty much, because
we lost Pep Boy. Yeah, I think the 80s plot was always, if they were naked or having sex, they're going to get killed.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I'd watch it and then I'm not scared of Jason, but it's like the Pepe Le Pew thing. Like the girl runs like crazy. He's walking and somehow still catches her and shit, right? She always trips or some crazy shit.
Didn't Pepe Le Pew get canceled because he's a predator? And I'm like, people, come on.
Yes. Pepe Le Pew got canceled for promoting rape culture.
I'm like, come on.
Are you kidding me?
No.
He's not going to be in the Space Jam movie either.
The Space Jam.
He got cut from the flick.
Damn, why did I miss, yo? I just came back. What did I miss? Pepe Le Pew got canceled?
I said that the only scary movie was Friday the 13th for me. And then what else?
Pepe Le Pew got canceled?
Yeah, Pepe Le Pew got canceled for rape culture because of rape culture. He promotes rape culture.
Well,
chasing women that don't want to be pursued.
He doesn't promote it in my mind. So fuck you, whoever the fuck thinks that. Pepe is constantly on the quest for love.
You can't deny that shit, man. That motherfucker.
Pepe Le Pew is not raping people.
He would chase after the cats that didn't want him.
Ask the female. Ivy.
He would be like, "Hey, my darling, what are you doing?" And she's like, "No, get off me, get off me." And he's like, "Come here, sweetie," and chasing the fuck around and shit. The whole episode.
Ask the female.
As a child, I thought it was funny, but but at that age, I don't think what kid is thinking like rape culture. No, I'm sorry. If you think like a kid, they're not thinking of that. You're thinking like an adult trying to think like a kid.
You're thinking cat and mouse. If you're a kid, you're thinking cat and mouse. Oh, he's trying to catch him. Well, he's trying to get away. That's it. Simple.
I don't know one child like that's rape culture and I'm not going to watch that. Come on. Like the thing happened in a time period when it was okay. Now it's 2021. No one was watching Pepe Le Pew. No, it was not on anybody's mind except some person with no life, bored out of their mind and just searching to cancel people when there are real problems in society. You work with a cartoon character?
Damn right, Ivy.
Well, you know what happened? That person that you're speaking about was sexually harassed by a coworker that was constantly chasing her around, and even followed her to work and grabbed her. Was like, "Come here, mon ami."
Was he French?
Was he French? Was he saying mon ami?
Well, Pepe Le Pew's French, no?
Yeah.
Oh, well, and she's all fighting to get off and shit. You know what I mean?
For so long, I don't know what woman hasn't. It's not like I've always just grabbing at me, but like, come on. Like every woman has been like, "Yo, what's up, ma?" Like, let me get after that. Oh, I like.
Let me get after that.
You just go like, "Yeah, okay, go suck, sit and spin, buddy." Like I don't care anymore. This is life. There's real life, and then there's fake life on TV and online, and that's not real.
Why did we cancel Dr. Seuss?
Oh my god!
I didn't get.
Oh,
can somebody explain that?
Racial.
I don't know the whole story,
racism.
but there's something.
I don't know either. I don't get it.
I think it was something racial of what he did earlier.
Yeah, there was something about some of the first books he wrote or some shit like that.
Oh, it was something. It was something racially.
I got Google right here.
I don't know what it was. I can't really speak to it, but I just know I'm like, the man's been dead for how long? Really? Look at the time period it was at. Who gives a shit? Who gives a fuck? I don't care. I'm still gonna read One Fish, Two Fish, One Fish, Three Fish. Illustrations. It's great. I'm not gonna think he did some racist thing back in the day. I don't care.
Let's talk. Let me keep you up, Ivy. Let me keep you up because you got me in this topic going. All right.
So apparently there were 6 Dr. Seuss books that were not published for racist images.
So if they weren't published, why are people all up in arms? For what reason?
Because he's a fucking racist still, and they didn't want him to have all that success because he was racist back then. He shouldn't have been rich now.
Somebody's doing some digging. People.
Oh hell yeah! Oh hell yeah!
Yeah. Somebody was mad at him.
Somebody was mad. Like, well, we just gotta find something for somebody. You just digging up stuff. And I'm like, you know what? What about people change? Right? People can change their mind. Like if people dig up tweets like, "Oh, you said this when you were 14. Now you're 51." Well, I'm sure everybody said something dumb at 14, and you wouldn't say the same thing at 51. And why are people being held accountable for these things that they said? And I'm like, if you look at it in everybody's life, even the people that are canceling them, you said dumb stuff and you did something racist, right?
Yeah, but when it comes to racism, I think people do change, right? I have talked to white folks that tell me that after 2020 was a crazy year, right? 2020, 2021 crazy year. And every company had to have the let's talk about racism kind of conversations, right? My company was fucking clever enough to say, let me open a forum. Everybody in my team, right? Let's talk about it. What is it? And this one white guy came on. He was like, you know what? I was racist because I grew up. I got moved into a town when there was more minorities. I got picked on. I got beat up. I got this and the other. And everybody who did that shit to me was a minority. So I grew a hate to them because my experience. I moved again. And he met a black kid, a black friend, and he fucking made friends. And that guy showed him, like, he opened his mind up pretty much for like, yo, we're all not like this, bro. You know what I mean? This is this is how life is really supposed to be, kind of shit. And he fucking, his mind expanded, kind of shit, right? And I was talking to him about the experience that I was telling you guys the last time we were talking about this kind of shit. It was like, yo, when I came here, I didn't know there was so much racism when I came to this country, right? I didn't know there was, like, I come from a country where everybody's Peruvian, but if you're dark, you're
still
kind of
same
Peruvian.
Same as Puerto Rico. Light
Right.
skin, dark
Exactly.
skin is a different society.
If you dark, you go over here. If you light, you're gonna be successful, kind of shit. You know what I mean? And I'm telling him, I'm like, you know what? And my hate grew to fucking those jocks and those fucking cops that fucking abused us and fucking took advantage for us not doing nothing, right? But just because they had the power, kind of shit. So I grew the same hate that you grew. You know what I mean? And now at my age now, after I have kids and I come move over here, all cops ain't like that, right? Now I see the cops interacting with my kids, being part of the community, shit that you fucking normally expect a fucking cop to be. And now you're like, damn, that's, you know what I mean? I'm telling, when I talk to my kids, I'm like, that wasn't that cop that I knew, right? If I see a cop, I'm fucking running. Even if you did something bad or not, right? You just gotta run because you might get fucking shot, you might get fucking beat up, you might get smacked around. But nah, these motherfucking cops over here, they're fucking the people that will talk to you and shit like that, yo. I don't know what the fuck the point of my story was, to tell the truth, but
I get your point. It's like, basically, it's like people are people. It's like
people can change.
People can change, and not everybody.
That was my point. People could change.
People can change. And the thing is, I always like to live my life because I hang around a lot of white people, and I always get these backhanded compliments, and I'm like, this is not something nice to say. They're like, Ivy, I don't think of you as black. And I say, why? Because I'm not ghetto. I'm not stereotypical. Why is it that acting black has to be in this box? Don't put me in that box. I'm a person. I'm an individual. I'm a human being. And I'm different. And don't put me in that box just because of the way I look. And I'm like, I will surprise you over and over again. I'm like, oh, you're not that person. So a lot of times I'm always everybody's token black friend. Of like, where it's like that person may have like reservations about like people of different races, but they'll ask me like, I can ask you because I feel like I'm in a safe space and they can learn. And it's like, I'd rather teach and learn with one person to change someone's mind and say, not all black people are like that. It's like, stop having, with society, stop having the bottom barrel, low energy, most ignorant people be the representative for the race. You should have your top tier, because if you look at all these, like, let's say, these European countries, do they have their bottom shelf tier people representing the whole entire country? No. So why does the black community have the bottom tier people, the lowest level people, not the people that are educated, the people that have money, that are successful, and they want to tell black people that you're a victim, you're a victim, you're a victim. Saying to people that have millions of dollars, like Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, you're a victim, you're a victim. No, you're not a victim. You're not a victim. You got millions of dollars. What racism did you encounter? What obstacles did you go through? Tell me. Obama, stuff like that. You went to these prestigious schools. Why are you telling this to other people that you're a victim? You should tell people you can achieve whatever you want to. You have the American dream. You can achieve that because you're an American. And you have
the message. Spin the message to positive.
If you spin it positive, then you can grow, people can grow. But if you constantly tell people you're a victim, you're a victim, you're a victim, guess what they're gonna believe? I'm a victim. I'm being walked over. The white man is bringing me down. No, you are bringing you down because you're not applying yourself and you're listening to the that they're feeding you, that you're nothing, and you're gonna believe that.
Right.
Yeah. That's facts, Ivy. I like that shit. That's a lot of jewels you're spitting. Let me ask you this, right? And we were talking to Marcus and Tony about this last time that we had them on. We were talking about the N-word, right? And we were talking about how we use it, us as Spanish guys, right? Like, my question was, how do you feel about me using the N-word back in the day, 90s era, and me using it, or me using it now, kind of shit?
Never bothered me. Because I felt like it was like a cultural thing. I feel like black and brown people always used it like all the time because everybody was saying each other. Like cancel. It was some other girl, Gina Rodriguez, or whatever, because she said, I'm like, what? Why does that? I don't care. It's like, if you're saying like you're a nigger, then that's different.
Right.
Same endearment.
Yeah, that's a good point that Marcus made as well. Marcus said it's about the context.
Right.
And your behind it. Right. You could tell when somebody's like, yo, what's up, you know, or yo, you could tell. You know what I mean?
I've met white boys that are like that, and they have their whole crew is nothing but black dudes, and they're like, yo, never bother me, never bother me. So like, it's like, come on, people, let's stop playing like word salad with folks of like, you said it. So, there's context. Context is key.
Yeah, context is key, right? And I had to learn to get that word out of my vocab, right? I went into the corporate world kind of path, you know what I mean? And even though I real recognize real, I always say, right?
Right.
If we never met each other, but we started working at the same spot, we'll vibe to the point that be like, oh, that's my guy, right? Or that's a motherfucker from the street. I could easily relate to him, kind of shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's the vibe that I'll give to people, but I can't. I couldn't be, or I had to stop being as comfortable as I am with you guys when I'm using the shit, because they take that shit differently. Or if somebody else hears that shit, they'll be like, nah, bro, who the fuck are you to? It's that word stings a little more maybe to some folks that they do, right? And for me, not even fucking meaning it any fucking harmful way, but to them, it's just it hurts. You know what I mean?
I think you could get away with it more. Your complexion is a little darker compared to mine. Like if I were to go around a black neighborhood saying it at the basketball court, somebody might have a problem depending on how they perceived how I said it. You know what I mean? Again, if I said it like as a term of endearment, I don't think anybody have a problem.
I don't think anybody would have a problem. It's like if you're like, let's say if you dress in, let's say, the hip hop style, it's like you can see the person, like business suit, white guy. And if he's saying, yo, what's up, my nigga? Now I feel like you're pandering. There's other issues.
Yeah.
But if you look like you fit in this space, in this world, then, yeah, it seems like a regular vernacular for this environment. Like, I would give a beat. So I never get offended. I don't really get offended easily because I realize it's that person and it's them. I can't control them. I can only control me. Only thing I control is my actions and my reactions.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's them. That's their life. You say what you want. You could say whatever. I don't care.
Right. Yeah, we never said it in a negative context, and everybody knew that. It wasn't. Nobody ever said it disrespectfully. If you were mad, you used other words.
Right. Like, I mean, to me, like, I see you next Tuesday is a whole lot more like, oh,
next Tuesday we had an appointment. We had an appointment for Sunday. What the fuck? You cocksucker!
Canceling on me?
I think like social media has like blown up these things where it's like all of these really super sensitive people, all in their feelings with horrible self-esteem, that are so easily offended by they're so fragile. It's like, if you have a sense of who you are, you're not going to be offended what these people say.
Right.
You have freedom of speech.
Who gives a shit? Yeah, who gives a shit?
Because I don't care. It's like, I'm going about my life. I was like, you could call. I had a guy at the beach had this hat. It's like a leaf hat that it's woven, and then you have to dry it out, and then it's open at the top, so I have my hair up. And now it's like when I caught the fish, the guy that was sitting next to him, and I gave him the stuff back. He goes, "Oh, that looks like a plantation hat." I just go, "Oh, wow, okay. Thank you for using the stuff." And I was like, and then I went back to the area, and I was like, "Let me tell you what this racist said." There he is right there. Him right there. That's racist. Every person at the beach, like, he said that was him. I just pointed out, and I just kind of laugh at it, but I see it aside. It's like you're mentally not there, and it's like you're really shorting your own self in your own life for a beauty of knowing different people and cultures, and that's the beauty of this world.
Yeah, I think we're just breeding a society of overly sensitive, emotional people.
And it's also a divide and conquer system, because I feel like what's going on is there are 13 families that are ruling everything, and these families want nothing but destruction. And all of these things that are happening, even this coronavirus, everything, and all the racism and all the riots, all of this is set up to divide us. And for us to like, it's smoke and mirrors. It's like here, it's like a magician. They're doing all this stuff in the background, but you watching up here.
Yeah.
Right here, but no one's paying attention to all the shit that they're moving around to divide us and to distract us from the grand plan. No one can see that. And everything that's going on, all this cancel culture, it's like smoke and mirrors. You're just blinding people to and people are dumb. And that's why we need to find a cure for stupid people, because if you read and stop looking up, reading stuff online, everything's not true. Pick up a book, read a book, like get off. Because all these people are mentally, like, they're narcissists and evil people ruling this world, and wake up to what narcissism is and what evil people are doing. That is the point. Not all this other stuff is fucking bullshit.
And that would lead to me thinking that the Illuminati is behind all this shit. But that's another story, another time.
Illuminati and the 13 families and all this criminal stuff of, like, if you look at Google and all the symbolism that they have, I have all these, like, I have books that my father had that it's like, it's really serious. It's like there's a demonic system up there at the top. And
guys, on that, I'm gonna call it.
All right, got it.
Good night. Love you guys. I will talk to you soon, yo.
Buenas noches.
Ivy,
Night.
love you. Thank you. So good to see you. I will catch you next time.
Yes, most definitely. Thank you. It's great.
Ivy, you think you could turn a racist? Like sometimes people are racist. Sometimes people, because that's all they know. Like that's all they were fed from they were born, right? Nobody's born racist. Nobody's born hating black people or minorities and shit like that, right? Nobody's saying, "Yo, America is only white." The thing is that gets me sometimes, right? When I experience something like, or when I run to somebody like that, my question is like, why? I'm like, let's talk. Talk to me, right? Talk to me, and you will find out that I'm a fucking human just like you are. We have probably the same fucking beliefs, the same likes and shit like that as you do.
People aren't that different, and that's a sad thing that people don't realize. It's a human experience. Like you get sad at X, Y, and Z. I get sad at the same X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Things happen in my family. Maybe it's like here you have somebody like scandalous, like drama is going on in the family. Same thing is happening in every family.
For sure.
It's just the only thing that separates us is culturally. It's like, how do you deal with it culturally in the area you grew up? It's like you're a product of your environment and your family and all those things. And that shapes and molds who you are. And that's the beauty. But if you can't see the differences that are beautiful and our similarities are just equally as beautiful, it's a human connection. And I'm like, it's about loving your neighbor as much as my father always told me, treat people the way you want to be treated.
Facts.
And if you do that, and he said also you want to go through life with a crowbar or a key, that's your choice. So if you want to go through hating people, doing all this stuff, guess what? Things are going to be a struggle for you. So which one do you want? You set your own path.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like if that's how they want to live their life, that's sad. They need to do some work. Do I think that a racist can be rehabilitated? Yes, but they have to want to do it. They have to, or something will happen that will be a change. Have I met people that I have changed their mind towards black people? Yes, I've met plenty of white people like that. Am I just the exception? But they're like, well, everybody. They're like, well, all those other people, but Ivy, you're okay. No, that's still not cool to me. Like I'm still like those are still my people, but no, it's like it's a learning process, and sometimes people wake up, sometimes I don't. But it's like that's your life, and it's sad if people can't realize that.
That is the thing, right? A lot of social media shit that you see nowadays is you catch that moment as that the situation is gotten ugly, right? We're about to fight, and it's always the subject line is always like such and such use the N-word. Oh, this is the reason why. So it comes the reason why homeboys want to get beat the fuck up, kind of shit, right? So, but you don't know what happened before that, right? You don't know if he said that shit like on some fucked up shit, or he was just like, yo, he's talking to he's me, and I'm talking to fucking Marcus or something like that, or Tony, and somebody else hears me from the side, be like, nah, he used it. Nah, fuck that, you know.
And if you don't listen, that's why sometimes like you just gotta mind your business, because the thing is, if you heard this nigga smells like shit. All they heard is like they're talking about somebody. They said nigger and they were cursing.
Yeah.
You have no context of the conversation at all. And that's why people like just assume this is what he said. But you're like, well, if you were in the conversation and you heard it, you would be like, oh, okay, whatever. But people are so sensitive because what you said offends me. It hurts my feelings. Why are you so hurt? So I got to look down at the core root. Why are you so hurt about something I said? That means it's a lack in you. Something's wrong with you, not me. It's you. If you're worried about what I say, I don't care what you say. That's your life.
Yeah, you know, Tony was telling us that he was like, I took the power out of that word, bro. He was like, one, I stopped using the vocab. I started using that word in my vocab and my kids' vocab, right? Because Tony's married to a white girl. His kids are half white, right? So and my question was to him was like, what do your kids start using it out there, right? How do you feel? Your kid is light skinned as hell, bro. How do you feel about this shit?
The other black ain't gonna appreciate that because there's that colorism aspect that I find is just the most dumbest thing on the planet.
Yeah, hell yeah. All right, so that's another thing, right? I run into white women that are fucking using this word and just fucking exploiting just because they got fucked by a black guy, had kids by a black person, they got fucking mixed kids. They in the culture to them, right? They're like, nah, yo, I got all these rights to do this, but mentally they're not there, right?
I got the right.
I got the right to do this. I'm like, what?
I'm like, no. To me, colorism, it's like I see the argument. It's about women that are mad that I feel it's like an ugly girl problem, or people that want attention, or average looking people, and then trying to place blame of why is it the men that I want don't want me. And the thing is, when they're looking at what society has, of like, and they're comparing their lives to, they're idol worshiping all of these movie stars and all of these musicians. And I'm like, you're a human being. Your shit stinks just like mine. You have to wipe your ass. Your breath stinks in the morning. You got crust in your eye just like mine. You're no more important than me. You just got more money. So what?
Yeah.
You sold for it. Okay, that's your problem. But the thing is, it's because they're looking at all of these rich black men are dating light-skinned women and white women. But then look at what's in your world around you. Do you see that everywhere? No, no, that's not there. There's fake stuff. There's real stuff. Oh, they're pushing this. They could be, or they could not be. But whatever it is, it's a division. It divides black people against each other. It's all a part of the system to divide and conquer. If you keep separating people, people keep thinking that they're so much different, or you think that you're getting you're getting more benefits because you're light skinned. Well, what about maybe I worked hard? What about I have a good personality? What about maybe I'm an attractive person? What about maybe I'm smarter? Because I'm sure there's plenty of other dark-skinned black people that are very successful. So there's two sides to every coin, and you can easily point fault at somebody else. The grass is always greener. It looks greener on the other side, but you don't know what that person went through. How can you claim, oh, you benefited from this? No, you don't know, and neither do I. Maybe I was more qualified.
Yeah, so you began shaking. You light skin. You consider light skin.
Yeah, I'm like light brown. I mean, this light is like makes me way lighter than I am. But
you light skin like a motherfucker. Okay, let's.
But I also have a good personality.
For sure.
Other aspects. So it's like somebody else light skin, they could be busted. So then it becomes a beauty problem. So like, at what issue is it? Is it height? Is it weight? Is it speech? Is it teeth? Is it skin? Is it whatever? It could be so many factors. Somebody could have bad skin. You're like, oh, ew, I don't want to talk to you. Like, oh, you look better. Fine. There's so many factors and you can't pinpoint it to one because everyone is different.
Yeah, to chime in a little bit what you said before, Ivy, it's like an adult trying to see things of what kids see, but we're seeing it as an adult eyes. It's like kids, when it comes up to racism or like, color divide or just division and differences between people, kids see the purity. They don't see a black girl, a girl, you know what I mean? Like a white girl doesn't see a black girl. That's a girl who's wearing a dress, or she's wearing the same color dress, so she's my twin. But they don't, you know what I mean? They don't have matching features. They're just wearing the same dress. That's where we're getting away from, or where we should be getting to. It's embracing each other as a human being, as a person, right? And yeah, we're gonna have differences in cultures. That's just natural. That's yeah, right. Peruvians are different than fucking Icelandic Scandinavians, right? And that's the beauty of it. It's the difference, and that's where we're gonna find. In the differences, we're gonna find the sameness. And I know that doesn't sound right, but you understand. You know, we may eat different food, but we may come together at the table and enjoy it together the same way. You know what I mean? And it's a hot topic, like Matt Boy was saying. You know, the companies are doing. You know, hopefully all companies are doing it, but you know, where he said they're trying to bring this topic to the table because it shouldn't be taboo. It should be, you know, it shouldn't be like, oh well, let's not talk about it. Let's just dance around it. Let's walk on eggshells. Because if we don't get ahead of this, because this isn't going to happen overnight, we got to get to the root. What you said, Ivy, we got to get to the root of, well, this person wasn't brought up this way, but let's get to that fucking root and let's start opening eyes up, because ultimately, in the end, you know, we don't want our country or the world divided over something so stupid. I think where we should be dealing with, Ivy, again, the bigger issues. And again, I'm going to bring it back to the point I'm saying, when the aliens come and fucking conquer us, it's because we're divided, because we weren't fucking dealing with the real issues when we should have been. But that's, you know.
I also I heard a statement, and I think it sums up the whole colorism thing, is that to what degree am I responsible for your self-esteem? So I think it's mostly a self-esteem issue. It's within oneself. And people want to place blame because it's hard for people to accept and look at your oneself in a raw, honest way. And people are not willing to do that. And if you could look at yourself as saying, it's me, that I feel bad about me, I'm threatened by these people because of X, Y, and Z. Or it could be like, here, you grew up in an area, and it's like what you said before, the story of like the guy grew up in a black area, he always got beat up by black kids and picked on. So now he's now going to go in through his life of, I hate all black people. And then you have somebody dark skinned was being beat up by light skinned girls and all that kind of stuff. Then that's what it's going to turn to. It's going to turn to hate. So you have to look at the core of these things of like, here, there's pain, there's agony that happens. Now that hurt turns to anger, and now it turns to hate. So it's, look at where the core is, where it's at, and look at yourself. Don't place your self-esteem on somebody else. That's like, what? That's stupid. That makes no sense.
And you can't fix stupid.
You can't, because we need to find a cure for stupid people.
You can't fix stupid, okay? I'm gonna say that shit from I'm gonna say that thing. Yeah, you can't fix stupid, okay?
No. And I find most of these people are just like completely dumb. And it's like every day I'm like angry. I'm like, oh, people so stupid.
And it's crazy, right? Because you see shit and you're like, yo, that's stupid as shit. But then you drive stress to yourself, and then you're like, why am I stressing so much over some shit?
Right.
Like, you know, your blood pressure's up and shit. You're like, fuck.
Right. And I'm like, let me just make my lunch and do work or call a friend. It's like, get connected, get a life, get a hobby, get a personality, like read, learn something, do something, be productive, be constructive. Do something, learn, give back, be with people. When you do that, guess what? You're not going to think about, oh, that black guy that I like, I wish he wanted me, and now I'm going to hate on him because he has this light-skinned girl. Really? Grow up.
Yo, that colorism shit is fucking crazy, kid. They were telling us kids that are born in India, like the first question they ask the family is the kid fair? Is the kid fair skin? Meaning, is the kid light enough, right? Is he light skinned? If he has skin, yes, all good. He has a good fucking future ahead of him. If he's not, then he's got to go a different route.
And that's what the sad part is, where that stuff does happen. But I also, it's so sad, but it comes from like back in the day where people, like the rich people were, because they didn't go work outside, they were inside. So if you're inside all the time, guess what? My tan in the summer, I'm like dark as hell. And then in the wintertime, I'm light. So it's like, I'm two different people. I have like two different sets of makeup cover up for underneath my eyes. It's like, is this the same person? Whereas these two different shades? But I forget my point that I was making, but yeah, it's sad.
Colorist.
Yeah, it's sad it happens to like kids and stuff, like whether they're fair. But it was viewed that you were lighter, that you didn't do any work outside. So it came from that. And then if you were outside, that means you're a worker, you're doing this.
Yeah.
Down. So that trickles. So all of this behavior, these actions have been passed down, passed down, passed down. So it
How we stop that? How we stop it?
Teaching people, like I don't know, but I don't really have an
answer for that.
I don't have an answer. I mean, I can have an idea of like maybe this will work, but I think it's like there needs to be like some type of think tank of people, like how do you do it? Like I don't like pandering of like, oh, now what they're doing is like, let's just onslaught all of these images to everybody. Now you're pandering to me. Now, like what? Now it's like what? I've never seen this before. Why is it happening?
Okay, so like the now every I look at the Grammys, I look at the Oscars, I look at all this shit, right? 2020 happened and all this shit, the whole Black Lives movement started. People started paying attention to shit that's been going on forever. And now that I see now they're showing recognition to all these fucking great artists that have been out there forever, right? Now they're showing the shit. So I'm like, oh, good. It's good that you're showing them, you're giving them the recognition, the shit that they deserve. But like you just said, I'm like, at what point do they feel like, oh, you're just giving me this shit because it's fucking the vibe, right? It's the wave right now. You have to give me this shit because that's the thing that everybody's doing, right? Black people are winning right now, so I guess I gotta win now, type of shit. You know what I mean?
I feel like it's pandering. It's really pandering. It's like, okay, they've complained enough. That's how it comes across to me. They've complained enough. They made a big enough thing. Okay, now we're gonna give it to them. Are you guys happy? That's how I feel it's coming across. And I'm like,
okay,
just because everybody complained enough and said stuff and things happen, now it's happening. It doesn't seem like it's
genuine
in an extent. It seems like just get this done and just shut them up.
Let me ask you this: how you feel about the idea of reparations?
How can you even do that? There's no mathematical equation that can even be possible.
I don't know.
My history, then I can have I have Lenni Lenape Indian, Cherokee, I have Scandinavian, I have British, and I have Nigerian. What's that percentage? Why do I need reparations of something that didn't happen to me, my mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, like maybe 5 generations back? Why do I need to benefit for something that didn't even happen to me?
But what about the people that did? What about the people that could remember?
They're dead. They're dead and gone. But how are you even going to do that when people are so mixed racially? Makeup, you can have somebody that could be 2% black. What are you going to get? Like 10 cents, 20 cents?
And not only that, when you get to the point too, is like, how do you put a fucking dollar sign on that?
Correct.
How do you come up with an equation that puts a dollar on death and fucking prejudice and stereotypes?
And like it's and rape and all.
You're referring to that Evanston shit in Illinois that's going on right now, right?
But let me tell you this though, right? Your job, right? You get given that position right now, the power, anything, all the resources are in your hand, all the powers in your hand. Your job is to reparations. Reparations. That's your goal, right? Like reparations. I want you to make reparations work.
You know what I would do? I would rather give back to the community, Black communities, in a sense of teaching.
How though?
But teaching them, like, let's say, teaching them things of like, okay, here's how you basic living. Here's how you take care of a house. Here's how you do your taxes. Here's how you
savings account.
Here's financially to set yourself up. Here's the banking system. Here's how stocks work. Here's how this works. Like basic stuff that sometimes children don't get because maybe they don't have fathers or parents or figures in the home to teach them basic life skills, like to teach kids and to clean up the neighborhood and teach them things of like clean up. Stop putting trash. Why is the hood always so trashy? Why is there garbage everywhere? Why are just like the streets just horrible? Like, take care of stuff, having pride, doing things, discipline, like basic life skills. I'd rather give back in that, because those skills you can take with you forever. Yeah, it's temporary. So if I give you money and you don't know how to use it, guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna put it back in.
You're gonna blow it.
And you're gonna buy what? Sneakers, video games, clothes, get your hair done, all kinds of stuff, buy furniture, whatever. You're not gonna learn anything to invest it to uplift and build yourself. I'd rather give Black people tools to build themselves up, to learn and to do better. That is like priceless.
So my thing was free college, right? Free college. Like if you give me the option to say, yo, you're in charge for reparations and shit like that, how you going to give it back to them? Free college. Like, if you want to go to college, you get the whole scholarship for free, kind of shit.
But do you have to have some type of stipulation that you have to have like some type of grade point average, and you have to like do some volunteer work of something to give you structure?
No. You get free college like a fucking, you play good football kind of free college kind of shit. You know what I mean? You usually get a 4-year ride. It's paid for you 4 years or whatever.
You have a 1.4 GPA average, or would you say you need a full ride and you need to have at least a 3.0 and higher in order to keep this? Because I wouldn't want to give out free money just to any Joe Schmo. It's like, no, I want to give it to somebody that's actually going to use it and work hard for it and do something and make something of themselves, not to just give free shit and just be like, okay. And the thing is, I have to look at people's like, okay.
Well, I'm not giving you money. I'm giving you opportunity to go to college, right? If you fell out of the shit, if you can't complete that shit, if that's not your thing that you want to do, then it's obviously you're not going to pass that course, or you're not going to be able to complete that shit. Then what more can I do for you, right? I can't hold your hand and walk you through it.
I don't want to waste my money. If I'm going to invest money and give money to people, I want to make sure that person's going to do something well with it. And there has to be some type of rules and stipulation. You just can't, for me, you just can't go there because I just want to go, I just got a free ride. Well, now you're not really learning anything. You're not learning discipline. You're not learning all of these foundations for you to be successful. You're just giving people like a handout.
When I say a free ride, it doesn't mean you're getting straight A's. You don't have to pay for the books. You don't have to pay to go to college. You don't have to pay you don't have to apply, pay application fees. You don't have to have a 4.0 to get to the specific college. You get to go to that college that you want. Now, the same courses apply, right? The same teachers apply, the same grades apply, you need to pass the grades in order to graduate with a diploma. It doesn't mean that you get a free diploma. You get the opportunity to.
But I think Ivy's trying to say, and not to put words in Ivy's mouth, I think it's like, well, when you get to the point of like, okay, who's going to get the free college? It's like, so someone who's coming out of high school with a 1.8 missed half the school year. You know what I mean? Are they going to get that free ride?
Yeah,
really.
No, but let me ask you this, right? He comes out with a 1.8, right? What's he going to do in college? He's going to fail at that 1.8 if that's really his mentality, right?
So he doesn't get the free ride less.
But your actions, to me, your actions speak louder than your words. It's like it's like this. You know, like if let's say your mom bought you something as a child, bought you a toy, right? Bought you a toy and you just destroyed it. Simple, right? Mm-hmm. But if you worked hard for it, you worked and you busted your ass, you had a value of money of like, I've worked this hard in order to afford this thing. Guess what? When you work hard, you're going to take care of it better, right? So you understand that if you work hard to go to school, to do stuff, you're going to do everything that you can to keep that because you knew where it came from, right? You knew how hard it was to get there. But if you're like, you're not trying, you don't care, are you going to really work hard because it came free to you? It was like, I never really had to do much of anything. And now I'm going to college for free. I just went through school. How is that person going to turn up in society? What does it say for someone that acts in that sort of way? What is their future? I can tell them. I can show them their future. You can easily show them the future. I could show the person the future who works hard, that's disciplined, that is doing the work in. I could show them their future.
Yeah, but the thing that hurts, the thing that those folks that want that future and fight hard for the future and still because of their fucking color, because they look like us, they still don't get the opportunities, the same opportunities that other motherfucker gets.
But that's
the shit that fucking hurts, bro. That's the shit that fucking it baffles my, like, other motherfuckers. A motherfucker like me is like, yo, I'd rather have, you want to go for the opportunity because you're going to study hard because you got a 4.0 and you bust your ass, go for the opportunity. I'm not going to do that shit. I'm not gonna work as hard as you are because you want that shit more than me, right? Let's take the example. We both got a free college ride, but I'm fucking perfectly. I maybe don't believe in the college system. I don't believe the fact that the fucking little piece of paper could tell me how smart I am and how fucking what the fuck I could do to your company and how I'm gonna elevate my work experience, right? But that person needs that shit, or that person wants the opportunity to do that shit. I shouldn't have to do that shit because I'm fucking lighter. I shouldn't have that more opportunity to do this because I'm lighter and you're fucking darker. I feel that we already have enough challenges in top of us to even get to the opportunities that some motherfuckers get the shit for free. And I don't know.
I don't think that, for me, I don't see that how someone that's dark skinned and light skinned saying, here, maybe I'm not afforded the same opportunities. No, you are afforded this. Everyone's afforded the same opportunities if you're in this country, right? You're in this country, you're afforded the same opportunities. It depends on your self-esteem. And if you think and if you feel, and I could be wrong, if you feel like, here, I'm a victim and I'm not going to succeed because of my color. If you think that you are, and if you think that you aren't, so be it, whatever that saying is. Whether if you think you can or you think you're probably right. So the thing is, if you try, there's so many examples of people out there that succeeded from the depths of nothing, whether it's dark or light. It's called hard work and discipline. That becomes your own character. It's you. No one is holding you back. When if there's thousands of examples of people from the bottom and lifting them up, why is that person so different? Why are you so pitiful that you can't do that? What's wrong?
No, but there's that like you said, there's 1,000 examples that you could show people who have made it through there. I believe there's million examples of people who've tried and fucking failed just because how the fuck we look. You know what I mean? Just the simple fact.
But that's the point where, and the difference makes is, you're right. There's going to be more that didn't make it, but then did they try again? I'm going to try for this company, right? I'm going to try to apply for this company. And in the interview, the whole fucking time I'm thinking is like, this dude thinks that that I shouldn't be here. This white guy who's interviewing me is because probably I didn't hide my tat, right? I got my tat out. So I'm thinking all these things, right? Then I don't get the job. Is that going to hold me back from fucking applying to another job? Or to the same company, but just a different position? But you know what I mean? Like
that doesn't hold you back from applying for another job. You have to apply for another job because you got to eat, right? But it knocks down your fucking character, bro. It shits on you pretty much. It shits on your self-esteem. It's saying, yo, look at you, bro. You're not good enough to go to this fucking company. Go load trucks.
So then that goes back to what Ivan said. Is like, how built up is your self-esteem? Because it's a you thing, not a they thing.
Correct. The thing is, just because somebody said no to me, so I went on interviews and they said no, fine. I didn't crumble and say, now people are holding me back. No, that means they said no. Let me go to somebody else. Somebody's going to say yes. Because did the people that are successful, did they do that? No. You have to look at the actions and behaviors of what these people did. And the thing is, it's about you, yourself, your self-will. Just because somebody said no, you're so fragile. Oh, well, I'm being put down because somebody said no to me. So what? That's why kids are coddled. Everybody's a winner. There's competition. This world is built on competition. People are competing. And if you can't get to the level of competition, you already failed in this country to begin with.
Everyone gets a trophy.
Everyone.
Participation. I don't like participation trophies. I don't like that shit. I don't like that idea. The whole idea of that shit.
You're giving people false, like a false narrative. False narrative that you're great and amazing no matter what you do. I'm sorry, what world are you living in? Hard work, determination, all that kind of stuff. I want to congratulate somebody that just didn't try and they just didn't apply themselves, and I should now reward you with something. and you didn't work hard, and you have somebody over here that's going on interview after interview after interview, guess what? That person has heart. That I want that person on my team, not the person that gave up when somebody said no or somebody called you some name, you just crumbled.
Well, I get what y'all saying, yo, and I believe that point, right? I don't like participation trophies either, yo. My son get participation trophies, and they just get thrown in the garbage because you don't earn that. You know what I mean? The thing that gets me, it's that I've books that or history that minorities had, yo. Black folks had to fight another fucking man to the death. And his fucking reward was a college fucking, that's an opportunity to go to fucking school. You feel me? This is real life shit. It's an opportunity for me to fucking learn and expand myself. That's I had to fight somebody to the death for this. That shit fucking baffles my head. That the fact that I just want to fucking better myself. Like, you know what I mean? I want to get out of the whole negative shit. I want to go better myself, and I even can't because I'm fucking black. That shit is fucking crazy, kid.
I think saying I can't succeed now, today, maybe within the past 10, 20, 30 years or 50 years or something like that. Maybe not 50, but like to say that I can't succeed because I'm black, I think that is such a cop-out because there are millions of black people out here succeeding and winning and driving fancy cars and got nice houses. What's wrong?
But when you say that, you're borderline saying like fucking colorism and racism is done. It's over with.
But the thing is, what I'm saying is, it's just like someone said no to you. So one racist said this and put you down. Okay, guess what? There's a million other people out here. Let me go to another one. Is that racist? Now, if you're encountering, and if it's like 1640, everyone's gonna be racist, right? Mostly everybody, because that's a society. Then yeah, that situation is different. But we're talking about here, today, and now. The past right there is not affecting me. That black people back in the 1600s, is that affecting me right now, today in my life? No, not whatsoever. Not in any way, shape, or form. I have a great job. I have a great career. People buying the clothes that I make don't even know I'm black. So the people could be racist, and I hate all black people. But guess what? Your kid is wearing shirt after shirt after shirt after shirt. Some black person made. I succeeded. I'm no different than anybody else. It's just I had hard work and determination, and I just refused for someone to say no because that person is racist. Okay, great. Let's move to the next. Okay, next person. That person's not racist. Great. I got it in. I got something. I'm growing.
Agree with me with something. A black girl, a black little girl, a black little boy will have it's twice as hard for them to make it successful than a white kid.
Are you saying with that statement?
Yeah, that's the end of my question. If you're lighter, you got a better success rate. If you're white in America, 2021, you have a better success rate than making it out here than a black kid or a Spanish kid.
But I do agree that definitely does happen. It's like I'm not gonna I do agree. Colorism exists. Yes.
Okay.
Right? It exists. It's a horrible thing. But I'm talking about here's the crux of it. Like this is the issue. How can people change? I don't know. I don't know how that happens. It has to start at like just looking at people for their character of who they are. But people have to learn that and I think a lot of people are opening up, but I think they're going way over here or way over here. It's too extreme to find that middle ground. But we're all not gonna agree. Like you can't have people agree. So we're always gonna have those variants. It's always gonna be there. So it's more about if it's always gonna be there, how do you change in something that's not gonna change? You have to change your actions of what you're doing in order to succeed. So, okay, that's a door right there. I can't go in this door. Okay, fine. Well, let me go around back. To me, it all boils down to who you are as a person and whether if you want it or not. Drive, ambition, passion. It all boils down to you. It's not like a world where everyone's racist and I can't go anywhere and the whole system is set up that I will always be in this space. The world is not set up like that right now. It's not.
It feels like that, though. It feels like that. It feels like you're like we're set up. It feels like we're set up to fail.
I think it feels like that because that's what the media is perpetuating in your head all the time. That's what they're telling you. But when I look outside my window, my door, and my life of what I've experienced and the people in my circle that I know, I don't hear any of this stuff that's going on TV. I don't hear any of that. I think they're showing you something, they're perpetuating something that's not there, and the extreme case that there is. It does happen in some there's there are lots of towns everywhere. There's Ku Klux Klan right over here. But do I still get served when I go to a store? Are they still are they taking my money? Yes, because it's about green ultimately at the end of the day for most people. The color that matters is green.
The color that matters is green.
Damn.
That's a fact. I believe I agree with you on that one for sure.
So if I go into a store and I got money to spend, are they gonna turn me down because you black? If you do, then you're dumb. You're really dumb. Like you're that hateful, then they got another problem. They got serious problems. So then I don't go there. There are millions of people, millions of things. Why be hung up? I just don't grasp that. It's like at what point does self-accountability have to take place? At what point do we stop blaming other people and we have to blame ourselves?
I hear you for sure.
I'm gonna drop out because I apologize. It's late. It's 3-something. And this conversation, I don't even know if we had, because we touched this in the past. Ivy, you dropped some really, what Merc would say, gold nuggets, some fucking gold here, knowledge. I think ultimately, Ivy and MTBOI, this conversation can go forever, honestly, and it should, because we're working through it. I think, and my last thing is that this time that we're going through, I think that our parents, I mean, like every generation has something to contribute to this cause, to this awakening and education. And really what it boils down to is, I think, what Ivy said also, determination and making sure that your self-esteem is up here so it could take a beating, because the reality is that it's going to take a beating. Maybe it's not taking a beating like fucking in the 1940s or, when it was out there in your face every fucking day and racism was more out in the open, but now, maybe there's less racism, but it's out in disguise, hidden behind faces, but it's really not supposed to stop us, right? Because ultimately, if I want to fucking be a winner, and I don't want to be a participation a winner, I want to be a winner, I'm going to fucking win. I'm going to win one way or the other. I'm going to win. I'm going to find my way, my avenue. Ultimately, we got to make sure that we're teaching that to our kids, to see beyond colors, to see beyond differences, embrace differences, and ultimately fucking let them pick up where we couldn't,
right,
or left off.
I agree with that. And with that,
good night.
It's great to see you again.
Yo, Ivy, thank you so much, though. Thank you so much. I could go for forever on this shit, because this is dope. I like having this conversation, the back and forth kind of stuff, because I like hearing your point of view kind of things, and I completely understand kind of shit, and my point of view is different than your point of view, and when we mix that kind of shit, it opens my head up. You know what I mean?
Same here. Definitely same here. I thank you for like hitting me up, and I'm like, yes, it's great to see you. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for having me on.
Yo, whenever you want, we are freaking here. Fridays nights, we usually doing this. That's exactly what we're doing, So, and whenever you want to come, jump in, say hi, talk. If you hear a topic that you like to talk, boom, 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 say your shit. If you got to dip, then you got to go. It's whatever, man. We love having people around, man. Especially you, Ivy Love.
Most welcome, Ivy. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's end there, right? Thank you, guys.
Good night,
Ivy. Have a good night.
You too.
Peace.
Peace.